if all of the community decides at the same time, like it's really even hard to rug pull
Well,
because
also let's just reset the table here. None of this stuff actually exists.
correct, unlike like it only exists on the
It's
internet.
treehouse,
Right.
man.
Correct.
Right. None of
Treehouse,
this,
dog.
none of these things that we've talked about are real things that you can do anything with besides change them into different forms of currency. Welcome back to Macrodosing. It is Thursday. It's February 20th. It's brought to you by our great friends over at Sport Clips. Sport Clips isn't just where you get a haircut, it's your playbook for looking fresh. Walk in, catch the game, sit back while the pros in men's hair handle the rest. And when you're done, walk out feeling like you're ready to take on anything. No hassle, no surprises, just a solid cut every single time. It's simple, it's easy. It's made for guys who want to feel like they've got the home field advantage. If you want to track your real-time wait times, you can download the app, check in online. Sport Clips, the haircut experience dialed in for guys. It's a game changer. I know Big T loves himself some Sport Clips, goes there very frequently.
I went last week.
What was it like?
It was awesome.
Did you get the MVP experience?
Always.
Yeah, steam towel?
Like if you go to Sport Clips and don't get the steam towel, I would walk out feeling incomplete.
Yeah, I would agree
Like
with
you
that.
can go and get a haircut, and if you're running very short on time, I would suggest you do that. But I personally could never walk into a Sport Clips and not get the MVP.
It's like going to a movie, not getting popcorn.
Yeah, you can do it, and the movie might be great,
Mm-hmm.
but you won't feel whole.
Yep, I agree. So check it out, Sport Clips. Download the app. You can check in online, and you can also track wait times right there on the app. Sport Clips, it's a game changer. Welcome back to Macrodosing. It's the 20th of February. It's Thursday, and Big T is not coming to my birthday party.
That's not true. I'm going to half of your birthday party.
Yeah, Big T pulled me aside yesterday. He's like, just so you know, not going to be able to make it to.
No, that's not. I was just in because I never responded to the RSVP, and I didn't know how to respond if I was going to half.
Yeah.
So I just told you, like, hey, I'm not coming to the first half. Second half, I'll be there.
It's a reasonable excuse that he has. Tennessee is playing basketball.
A very big basketball. First of all, I have like 8 things I have to do Saturday morning. Then there's a top 10 basketball game. If we, I told you,
8 things? That's a lot of things.
it's
a
probably
ton of
closer to
things.
3. If we were playing LSU, I'd be there.
Yeah.
But it's A&M on the road, massive game. And you were like, well, it's at the place has TVs. You know, because you know, if you go to a thing,
I get it.
first of all, it's not going to be on the TV. I'm going to be like, can you put the TV on the Tennessee game? then people would accost me for not engaging in the social aspect because I'd be trying to watch the game. It'd be a whole thing. It's better for everyone that I sit out the first half and then I come on in the second half.
I get it. Impact sub.
I'm a super sub.
Impact sub. Big T off the bench.
Yeah.
We're calling in the righty.
Yeah.
Get in here, close this thing
I'm
out.
the setup man.
Yeah, I like it. No, I don't really care. Birthday parties. Who
You
cares?
seemed to care a little bit yesterday.
No, it was just funny. It was funny that you were like, well, there's a basketball game on.
I mean, there's lots of basketball games on. I'm only not going for one.
Yeah, but I'll see
I'm
you
missing
there.
the rest of the game. The great slate on Saturday.
I'll see you there. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be pretty hammered by the time you get there.
All right, cool.
Hell yeah, respect.
I hope you have a great time.
So just so you know, this is one of the last macrodosing podcasts that we'll ever do because in 2032 it looks like we're going to get blown up by an asteroid. So I think we only have like 2,000 shows left. So the clock's on. They keep adjusting the odds of this fucking asteroid, and it keeps going up by like every week. It goes up by about 1%.
It's at a no longer statistically insignificant percentage.
Yeah. So is it 3 point? I saw yesterday it was like 3.4%, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'd seen it last.
3.4% in 2032.
Damn, I saw 3.1. It's climbing.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull up. I did a little bit of research on this asteroid. It's not good. It's the highest that we've ever seen in terms of tracking an asteroid.
The 177-foot diameter asteroid would release 8 megatons of energy on impact, 500 times the energy released by the atomic bomb that destroyed Hiroshima.
It's the highest risk assessment an asteroid has ever received by any asteroid that's been tracked by NASA. So 3.1% chance. How you feeling? You guys feeling lucky?
I'm not worried about it.
You're not?
Also, the cities that it said it could hit were all like most of them were in Africa. There was
God damn.
what?
Well, it's not us, is what Big T's
Yeah,
saying.
I'm just saying it's not here.
Fuck that shit.
I'm
Those
just.
Negroes
He
over
asked
there
if
on the other
I was
continent.
worried.
That's fucked up, bro.
Also,
I hope it doesn't hit. I feel like that's clear.
Also, they have no idea where it would hit. They're not going to have any idea where it would hit until, like, I don't know, maybe a few weeks, month before.
I would think that, but it seems they've got pretty advanced models. I don't know.
I mean, they're saying it's a 3% chance they would even hit at all.
Don't matter.
Yeah,
The
I don't
Earth
know.
is flat.
They have no idea where this thing's going to hit. But statistically, chances are that it's not going to hit you.
Right.
And that's the important part. Some other poor bastard's problem. Or it's just a fish problem where it's going to just hit the ocean. And if it does do that, it would probably also cause some other issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tsunamis.
Tsunamis, maybe like if it hit anywhere on
Tidal
land.
waves. Yeah,
If it was on land, it would be a lot of dirt and shit kicked up into the atmosphere. Probably not good for the planet. But yeah, 3.1% chance. So let's live the next, how many years we got?
7.
Does it say at what point of 2032 it would hit? This is a real bummer for people that have scheduled hotel rooms and stuff for conference versus like out of conference college football games.
I believe UT might be at Washington that year. I was looking forward to going to that game.
Let me see, 2032 college football schedule, college football matchups, because they announce these things so far in advance. Who's LSU playing in 2032?
Oh, we're at Washington in 2030, so we're good.
Oh, LSU Utah.
Where is that one?
It's in Tiger Stadium.
Oh, see, I assume they're doing a return trip. That'll be a sick game.
I don't think that. I don't want to be stereotypical, but if you're from Louisiana, you're not going to have a great time in Utah, right?
It's a very beautiful place.
Yeah, but I mean, that's probably the highest alcohol consumption state per capita against the lowest by far.
But they're in, it's not BYU. Like, there is alcohol.
Yeah, there's less, but yeah, okay.
They're at Utah in 2031.
Point taken. Oh, bummer for Minnesota fans.
They go into Miami or something?
Alabama.
Oh.
Minnesota, Alabama.
What an interesting schedule.
This is what they're trying to take away from you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man, JMU versus Liberty. That's going to be a great matchup.
Battle for Virginia.
Like, whoever wins that, they're probably in the catbird seat of who's going to get that Power 5 or the Group of 5 bid.
That should be a trophy game.
Yeah, it should. We'll figure something out. But yeah, so there's the asteroid that's probably going to hit. By that time, I'm sure we'll figure out a way to, like, blast it or
How do we not have that already?
set up a big trampoline. What do you mean, how do we not have that? Have you seen Armageddon?
No, I have not.
You haven't seen Armageddon?
No.
You gotta
It's a
see
great movie.
Armageddon. Yeah, I mean, we've got theories on how to do it. Ram into shit, try to change the trajectory a little bit, blow up a nuke.
Yeah, can we
Nuke
just
that
shoot
bitch.
missiles at it?
Probably not a missile, but maybe a nuclear bomb. We detonate a nuke on there, nuke outer space. Or we try to catch the asteroid and then harvest all the metals on it.
It's a shame Trump won't be around for that. He'd love that.
Oh, why? Is something going to happen to him?
Well, he won't be president anymore.
It sounds like Big T.
I don't know. The White House just tweeted out, "Long live the king." Shit, crazy.
Who are they talking about?
One of the Baratheons.
Hurricane, the dog? R.I.P. Hurricane. Hurricane, the dog, passed away. He's 16 years old, I believe. He's a Belgian Malinois. He rescued, he protected Barack Obama against an invader in the White House and sustained injuries. So the dog was medically retired after that point. He was honored with the United States Secret Service Award for Merit. He was issued the Department of Homeland Security Award for Valor. the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals Order of Merit, and the American Medical Center Top Dog Award.
Thank you, Hurricane.
He was also the first dog to receive the Animals in War and Peace Distinguished Service Medal, which earned him a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records. Hurricane was also awarded the Secretary's Award for Valor by the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson for its efforts in protecting the Obama family.
I don't appreciate your laughter.
Why the fuck are we giving dogs awards?
Because this dog was a hero.
So in
This is the most
February,
decorated dog of all time?
yes, it is the most decorated dog of all. Air Bud.
Maybe Reveille.
Reveille is, I guess, kind of, but Reveille.
But no, now Hurricane clears Reveille by a mile, but at A&M, that dog is...
Yeah, well, Reveille is loaded down with participation trophies.
Yeah.
Reveille is a DEI dog.
Uh-huh.
They gave this dog the rank of, it's like a major.
It's the highest ranking member of their like Corps of Cadets.
Yeah, it's a DEI dog.
Interesting.
They're like, oh, we don't have any dogs represented at Texas A&M in the Corps of Cadets. Let's make one of them the highest rank. See where it goes. And by the way, A&M hasn't won shit. But this dog Hurricane went on a freedom flight. He was honored by Southwest Airlines on February the 11th. They flew Hurricane back home to Washington, D.C. on its Freedom 1 plane. One last ride for Hurricane, the Belgian Malinois. And they met with him. The Secret Service met with Hurricane. They gave Hurricane a plaque and an American flag. Why are you laughing, Arian?
What the fuck are we doing, bro? This is so goofy.
This dog saved Obama's life.
Hey, you all got thumbs. What the fuck is he gonna do to plaque?
Do you think the dog knew that it was gonna play? I hope they should have covered the plaque in peanut butter. That would have been nice.
That made way more sense.
The dog would have appreciated it.
Yeah,
more than.
tub of peanut butter. Here you go, brother.
Here's a plaque. The dog's like, "Fuck you."
That's what's up, man.
I'm just
hungry, though.
Yeah,
I'm sure he lived a great life.
he probably did. Yeah. So, if you're looking to honor Hurricane the dog, the nonprofit Hurricane's Heroes will continue to raise funds to cover the medical expenses of retired canine heroes.
Also, you can buy a shitcoin.
Also, you can buy a shitcoin, which we'll discuss later with Jack Mack. But Hurricane, for the record, Hurricane was a great dog. All dogs are great dogs, but this one especially. The most decorated dog in United States history.
All dogs are not great dogs.
That's a fact. That Hurricane is the most decorated.
Would you say any dogs are great dogs?
No.
Okay, so then you can't speak on this.
Can.
I mean, they're objectively great dogs.
But compared to other dogs, Hurricane's got to be up there, right?
Yeah, he's probably the most decorated dog of all time.
He literally is the most decorated.
He's a
dog.
hero.
Yeah. Air Bud, though, like Air Bud,
Objectively great dog.
multi-sport.
Golden Receiver.
Yep.
What was
Moist
there a
cheeks.
subtitle for the original one?
If Air Bud came out today and Roger Goodell had his mucky paw prints all over it, it would be called like Air Bud Defenseless Retriever. And it would just be Air Bud sustaining a hit across the middle. That looked pretty good to people that watch traditional football, and then Roger Goodell kicking that other dog out of the league for the rest of its
They
life.
buzz down and say, actually, it was targeting.
Yeah, it was targeting. Today's day and age, Hurricane, who knows what we'd say about him. But, he existed in a time before political correctness, so good job, Hurricane. We appreciate you, buddy.
Bad name, too.
Bad name? The dog,
Horrible name.
don't hold it against the dog. Dogs don't name themselves.
Yeah, touche. They don't.
Nobody does.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Prince.
Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can, but
I almost said Malcolm X, but that's not true. The prophet. Wait, what was his official name?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
Bestowed upon him that name.
Yeah.
Along with Muhammad Ali. So what else we got in the news today? Bonnie Blue. We're going to talk about her actually a little bit later, but yeah, she got knocked up.
That's wild. I feel
is it?
bad for that. No, it's it logically follows. But I just feel bad for the dude. I don't know,
If it's
man.
any
It's like
consolation, he'll probably never know. So
I mean, I'm sure that kid's gonna want to know who his dad is, though. So they're gonna be like 1,000 dudes. He knocks on 1,000 dudes' doors, like, "Are you my dad?"
Do you?
And by the time he's like 12, 13, you gonna be able to tell me, "Yo, that's my,
yeah, you
might
feel
be
bad
me."
for the kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Does she ever tell her child the story of its conception?
I don't think. I mean,
Don't matter.
they'll eventually
Somebody gonna tell them.
figure it out.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough day for that kid.
Yeah, I assume they'll probably find out from like somebody in 4th grade
Yeah,
being an asshole.
yeah,
Oh,
maybe even
Which is
it's way too late. It's gonna happen way sooner than that.
You think?
Yeah, second.
No,
or
not
second.
second.
Second or third. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, second.
That
You're
kid's-
what? How old are you in 2nd grade? 7.
Mm-hmm.
we should
No,
start
'cause-
some sort of a fund just for that kid's eventual therapy.
Yeah,
Go
probably
fund me because he about to be fucked up.
Yeah, well, let's try to not make the kid. Let's try to get ahead of this.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
She's keeping it for sure.
Well, she announced that she was pregnant, so I don't think you typically would do that if then you were going to have
That's
the
true.
pregnancy
Yeah.
terminated, right? That'd
I
be
also
kinda
didn't know
fucked
she
up.
announced it. Yeah, that makes sense though.
You get a bunch of like gifts in the mail and stuff, and you're like, actually, kid's not sticking around.
Wait. Now I'm seeing that Lily Phillips, the other one, the rival,
Mm-hmm.
is also saying she's pregnant now.
Oh wow,
Not to be outdone.
what are the odds?
Is this real?
What are the odds of this happening?
It's on a
Pretty much 100%.
this website isn't okay. No, the Sun says it too.
Yeah, Daily Mail.
So neither of them are pregnant, right?
I don't know. It feels like a weird thing to announce if you're not going to have a kid.
Well, I mean, they've done
Race.
weirder.
That's true. That is true. And I mean, the math does check out on it.
Damn. I thought they used condoms.
Condoms don't always work.
That's a high success. Well, I mean, she tested the threshold of the success rate, I
That's
guess.
what I'm saying.
I also,
Yeah.
this is not to say that these men are all terrible people, but there were terrible people in that pool, I'm sure, that may have manipulated the
Oh.
the
Integri-
structural integrity of a condom.
You think that some of the dudes were poking holes?
I'm just saying, I'm not saying it did happen. I'm saying it could happen.
You know who's to blame here?
Who?
Connor Griffin.
Well, yeah.
If he had done a better job
if he had done a
cleaning
better
up,
job, yep,
true.
yep. As the jizz janitor.
this is why you
himself.
have a jizz janitor on set.
Yeah.
He should be sued.
We should sue Connor Griffin
should.
for this. Yeah. And also, he's also dating Mubi at the same time this is all happening.
Is that true?
The New York City influencer snark subreddit believes it to be true.
Oh, that's wild.
Really crazy stuff happening for Connor Griffin right
Good,
now.
good for him. Yeah, we're going to hell. This is the news these days.
It's
Also,
weird,
there were
man.
like a bunch of whales that washed up. I think 157 whales are dead after a horrifying mass stranding event in Australia. You can see some of the pictures online. It's just a beach filled with dead whales on the beach. It was a pod of 157 whales, and they tried to save as many as they could, but most of it got beached. They couldn't push them back out. They did a rescue attempt that lasted for 2 days. They were called false killer whales. I don't know. I've never heard of a false killer whale before. But they washed up onto shore in Tasmania. They had to euthanize some of the whales, too. I don't know how you euthanize a whale.
Just
But,
you take your fingers, you close their eyes, and just let it go, man.
a grenade? You just put a grenade in their mouth and run away? I don't know.
I don't know.
How much poison would you need to euthanize a whale? So This has happened before where whales just the pod gets lost and they all wash ashore. Somebody was not good at directions in that pod, the leader.
It's a tough way to tough time to do a bad job.
Yeah, very tough time. You had one job.
Yeah.
And that's just keep us off a beach. That's all you needed to do. So they couldn't get past the break in the water, and they just kept turning around and swimming back to the beach. So sometimes they have navigational issues if there's rough seas, and they get lost trying to use their echolocation. And sometimes if one whale gets lost, gets sick, gets disoriented, they all start swimming towards that one whale, and then they all get stuck. So it might not be the leader, it might have just been one of them that was like, I'm feeling kind of nauseous, start to puke. The others were like, are you okay? Let me hold your hair back. And yeah, they all.
Nobody was smart enough to not end up dead on the beach.
I think some of them
Not
got
to
away.
victim blame.
They said that 50 whales were able to be saved, but it was hard to push them back out into the water. They just kept restranding themselves. So there's been a lot of weird stuff happening like this.
Maybe that was a cult, and they were just like, "Yo, bro, I wanted to be here."
Yeah, that's true.
The zizzians of the whales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Except they just killed themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Heaven's Gate
Yeah, Heaven's Gate.
of the whales.
Did you guys see the anglerfish?
I did. See the
Yeah, I
anglerfish.
have very strong feelings about this.
So you want to talk about the anglerfish? Set it up for people.
So there was an anglerfish that gained international attention recently because it was the first of its kind ever spotted above, like near the the top of water?
The surface?
Surface, thank you, sorry. Near the surface, and it was swimming towards the surface, and people were trying to find out what the reason for this anglerfish swimming towards the surface is, because some people say it can mark climate change or a natural disaster coming, or the anglerfish ultimately died right after this, but they say that maybe towards the end of its life it could tell it was dying and swam towards the surface. And so people are trying to find out what the reason is. It has struck a chord in mainly women on the internet
Okay.
because people feel bad for the anglerfish that, you know, it's like, for my last day, I think I'm going to go see the sun.
There are some of the most unhinged,
Wait, so why?
nonsensical. Like I've got one pulled up right now. It's of the fish. It says, "I've spent my whole life carrying a light no one could follow. So for my final day, I chose to chase one I never made." And it's just these bulls, and they all have 8 million likes.
Beautiful.
It's a whole subgenre on TikTok.
Yeah, I got in a very dark hole with it the other day.
There's one girl who's explaining to her boyfriend like the situation. She's sobbing, like
Yeah.
out of her mind, sobbing. And he's like, "Is this about that fish?" She goes, "Shut up."
Yeah. Yeah, there's like paintings being drawn about it, and it says, "And for my last day, I think I will go see the sun." And then women sobbing.
That's beautiful.
It
That
is.
is beautiful.
It's touching.
I know. And then it also turned out that the fish is like that big.
Wait, I thought it was one of those big long fish. No.
Well, so that's what I thought too, and it
Nemo
looks in
gassed us with that. We got gaslit by Nemo.
Yeah.
well in the one video, in the main video that everyone's seen, where it's just the anglerfish slowly going up, it looks like you would think, like kind of like almost like the size of a small dog. But then, and I don't know if this is fake news or not, but then
No, it's like the size of your hand.
yeah, it's like you can hold it in the palm of your hand. But I also think that I'm not an anglerfish expert, but I saw something that said when they go closer to the surface, they expand, like the air, like the pressure, and then when they die, the air basically like leaves them. So then they. But don't trust me on that.
Okay, so this fish, was it sick,
That's what we don't.
or is
know.
this just how they die?
No, that's
They go
I
on
think
a
it's
journey.
because they said this is one of the first ones that's ever been seen
recorded
there.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Maybe it's trying to catch some moths for a change.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like people are sympathizing with the anglerfish. I also think sometimes it's like ugly dogs where it's like, oh, it's so ugly, it's cute. I think people are doing that with the anglerfish.
Okay. Well, does this anglerfish have a name?
I don't believe they've named it. I think it's taken the whole species. It's the anglerfish.
Someone has to name this fish, but it's dead.
Yeah, rip.
Are they gonna eat it?
I don't think so. I doubt that. I believe you probably use it for scientific studies.
I would eat it. Just for the record.
Like a goldfish.
Yeah. When's the next time you're gonna be able to eat an anglerfish?
When's the next time you're even going to be able to see one?
Probably never.
True.
You could be probably the only living person on Earth that's eaten an anglerfish.
Yeah, that feels like it'd be crunchy. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you like obtain its powers. That's the weird thing about eating animals is that you eat an animal to gain its energy and its power.
And its memories.
Yes, that's also true.
That would be fire.
Like water.
What animal would you like to eat, Arian?
A orca, easily.
Yeah.
It's just the most beautiful animal on the planet. Absolutely. And an octopus.
Yeah, I knew.
That
I was
would be
gonna say
dope.
that.
Them
Well, you
motherfuckers
can.
is smart. I stopped protesting that. I don't eat octopus anymore. They're too smart. That's murder.
I love
What's
calamari.
an animal we don't eat that you think would be delicious?
That's a good question. An animal that we don't eat that would be delicious.
Horse.
Yeah, I mean, some people do eat horse.
Oh, I thought you meant like America.
America.
Yeah,
No, it's a good answer because you're probably right.
Yeah.
Like when you said orca, I mean, I was like, well, how many people eat fish and shit? Like, I'm sure it's.
I don't really like fish like that.
Oh, I got one. Capybara.
Interesting.
I think
that
those things,
probably full of worms and parasites. I feel like it's like the
Wait, the thing that Glenn Powell
that.
looks like?
it would be just a perfectly.
Capybara?
I feel like it would be a naturally seasoned pig.
Or like a wombat?
like this.
Yeah, like it would be the saltiest, most like oily in a good way. You know, it's got a good amount of fat. Probably doesn't work that hard. Oh, actually, I changed my mind. Sloth. eating their toes like buffalo wings.
Ew, ew.
They don't work.
They're so long though.
Yeah. They don't work a day in their life.
But
They're naturally wagyu. They treat themselves like the Japanese treat those cattle. They're like just hanging out in the trees all day, not bothered with life at all. There's not a shred of worry in those muscles.
That is true.
Natural marblation, whatever the term is for it, marbling. Sloth would be good.
oh, that kind of makes me gag. I don't know.
Cheetah?
You think a cheetah would be good?
Like the lean meat.
Yeah.
Like that'd get you jacked.
What do you think, Big T?
I don't know. Like, what do you think lion would taste like?
Probably good.
I think it might be a little bit gamey.
Okay.
No, a male lion might not, because it's kind of the same principle as a sloth. Male lions, they just hang out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet zebra's good. Or antelope. Zebra's probably pretty good because you see how hard the lions work to, like, if they see a zebra, they're like, let's fucking get this thing.
Gazelles.
Yeah, gazelles, springboks. If you see other animals in nature working super hard to kill that thing and eat it, it's probably pretty tasty.
Yeah.
I in demand.
Yeah. All right. What else we got in the news today? Big T sent over a video of Drake.
I have an update real quick.
Yep.
I have my son. He was like, yo, like I was just trying to like. He's really good at basketball. He averaged 18 this year. He nice. He like really nice. And so like I'm trying to find a way to bond with him outside of the basketball court. And so what are you into? He told me I'm really into anime. He watches anime. He reads anime. And I remember thinking like, yeah, I wanted to get into back a while back. So he told me he's watching this one that is like one of the most popular ones out right now. I was like, oh fuck it, let's run it. So we ran it. It's called Solo Leveling. And
Okay.
I am fucking hooked, bro. I am absolutely hooked on this shit. It is amazing. It's an amazing show. Little sci-fi joint. It's fire, dog. Basically, the premise is these gates start appearing, these portals, right? These portals start appearing in this country. I think it's South Korea. It's based in South Korea. They start appearing. And inside of these portals, there's magical beasts. And these magical beasts have different powers. Some of them are goblins, some of them are lichens, some of them are super big, like spiders, polar bears, whatever. But each portal, each gate has a monster, like a boss monster, right? And so when the portal started appearing, humans started what they call awakening, and humans have like different powers to combat these gates, because if they come out of the gates, they wreak havoc on the town and townspeople. So certain humans, they're called hunters, they have these powers, and there's like, I think E tier is the lowest and S tier is the highest. And so anyway, that's a boy everybody who's not in anime. It's a fire show, and people that know, I'm hooked. It comes out every Saturday, and so I caught up. I binge watched the entire first and second season. It's
Solo
fire.
leveling.
Solo leveling. It's so fun, dog.
I might have to check it out. I've never really been into anime. I've never gotten into it. Is it storytelling pretty good?
It's a dope. It's I mean, it's a basic underdog story, right? But like this is the plot twist. I think it's gonna turn. He's gonna start turning evil. I don't know that yet, but that's just my. Yeah, I think because he's a really good dude, and I think he's getting OP right now.
Okay.
It's interesting. It's
All right.
interesting. But yeah, it's just fun. It's a fun little thing.
What's your son's game like? Is he shooting threes?
Yeah, he's a shooter, 100%. I think he went like 90+% from the line. Yeah, I think it was like 21 or 25 or something like for the season, something crazy. And yeah, he's a shooter. I think he shot like 40 from the three. Like he can shoot. His Achilles heel is probably his handles right now. And so that's what we work on. We just working on that daily. And he's gotten way better since the season ended. And actually, I'm gonna be in Chicago in March because he has a tournament. All these little private schools have a tournament all over the country, and he's the only sixth grader in the school's history to get invited to the eighth grade tournament. And so we've been grinding it out.
Are fans allowed at this tournament?
I don't see why not.
Oh my gosh.
We should go gas him up. Is he going to get minutes?
Pull up. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's confident, right? He's my son, so he's confident. I'm like, yo, what do you think about the eighth grade he's about to play with? He's like, they ain't better than me. I was like, I feel you, dog. He got a little swag to him. It's funny, man. He's like me, confidence wise, but he's not like me, like shit talking wise. Like he's just very quiet, But like when he talks, he means what he says. It's super funny, man.
If it looks like he's going to play, we should go out and see him and support him.
100%.
Where in Chicago is it? Do you know?
Nah, I ain't that far. I gotta sign the waiver. Actually, I'm so sick of emails. But yeah, I gotta sign the waiver. But yeah, I had him do. I'm taking to this dude who trains. I think he played at West Virginia. He trains a bunch of kids, and he's like doing real. It's basically like towel pushes. I don't know if you ever did that. You put it on the basketball court. You put a towel in front of you.
Yeah.
And you on all fours and you push. He's doing shit like that at 11 years old. So yeah, we gonna see, man. It's fun watching him develop.
Working on core strength.
On what?
Core strength, is that what the towel pushes do?
For core, but it's just stamina. It builds up your muscles here, your thighs, your ass muscles, everything. It's just about stamina. It's about pushing through. Really, a lot of those stamina drills is just to push through mentally, to break you. You know what I mean? To see if you're gonna quit. And so that's fun watching them push through that mentally, because I did that shit for years.
And to like teach you that you've got more in the tank than you think you do. Your mind will quit before your body does.
Mm-hmm. It's arguing with that voice inside of your head, and you telling that I'm in control, not you.
Do you remember when you figured out how to master that voice?
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing?
Running. We have these things I did in high school. It was my dad. We would do beach runs, and so I would be on the sand, and him training me over the years, just arms, him yelling at me arms, because the common misconception is that your legs are the most important part when you run, but it's your arms. Your legs do what your arms do. So if you have control and push with your arms, your legs will push through. And so there's that aha moment of I could push through. It was like a 2-mile sand run in the sand, like on the beach. And it became routine for me.
I wish I could figure out how to master that voice inside my head. I get bored. That's my problem.
You don't have a purpose, that matters.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I struggle with working out now because I'm like, I'll do what I have to do, but then like halfway through, I'm like, but for what though? You know, like it's just to feel good. And so maintaining discipline when there's no like purpose for it is really hard to do. I struggle with it.
There's been some other stuff in the news recently. The plane crash in Toronto. Did you guys see that?
Yo, what's up with the planes, bro?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the planes. I'm just analyzing them one by one as they come in. My initial analysis. You guys want to hear my analysis of the rough landing in Toronto? Thankfully, everybody's okay. And I saw that the people that were in like critical condition have been downgraded or upgraded, whatever the good one is. They're no longer critical. They've improved. But my initial analysis, pilot error, the dreaded pilot error. I don't think that we're looking at another TCAS system on the 737 MAX. If anything, I know Boeing's been thrown under the bus a lot recently. People are talking about, the plane manufacturers not that safe. The Bombardier company that made this plane for Delta, great job.
Is that how that's pronounced?
How do you pronounce it?
I always thought it was like Bombardier.
Bombardier? I don't know. Might be French.
Oh, I thought you knew.
No, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
But the manufacturer of this plane knocked it out of the park. Great job. The wing broke off just like it's supposed to. In a situation like that, wings shouldn't be falling off airplanes. But in that crash, tipped over a little bit, wing breaks off, most of the jet fuel gets left behind as it ignites. It rolls upside down, fuselage stays intact, everybody gets out safe. Great job to the manufacturers. We don't congratulate manufacturers enough. Great job, guys. Absolutely crushed it. The pilot, I don't know, maybe it's going to come out that there was like a 60 mile per hour gust of wind or a 100 mile per hour gust of wind, which has happened before in some weird cases. But from what you can see in the video, bad landing.
Seems like they were really sending it.
Very full send. The plane actually wasn't going that fast. It was just going in way too steep. But like its forward momentum wasn't even fast enough for it to make an adjustment at the last minute. And when you land a plane like that, you have to flare it at the end. So when you're going down, you have to pull the nose up and then just gently land it on the back wheels, let the front wheel come down. This motherfucker just went straight down. Right wheel, I think it was the right wheel, nose wheel hit, boom, cracked the bottom off, flipped it over. Probably weather related, but bad job. It appears to be bad job by the pilots.
Might have been sick on landing day at pilot school.
You don't know. They also said that there was a lot of snow that was being blown across the runway. And not by a lot, I don't mean like 12 inches of snow or anything like that. I mean like a thin layer of snow. And have you ever seen snow get blown across a hard surface and it makes those like little waves? They were saying that was probably happening on the runway, which could become like a little bit visually disorienting to the pilots as they're trying to look at that and land at the last second. Like a magic eye poster they were staring at.
I would still hope that that doesn't cause the plane to be upside down.
Well, you'll note that there were many other landings that day where the plane didn't end up upside down.
Right, and no one talks about those.
No one talks about those. So, like, statistically, it's still very safe to fly.
Probably every other one.
Yeah.
The plane ended up on the right side.
Yeah, statistically, very safe to fly still. But I think a little bit less safe than it was not too long ago. It feels like this has been happening more and more, right?
Yeah.
Like, there was a South Korean one that just flew into the barrier or scraped along the bottom of the fuselage down the runway into the barrier. There was a one over in the Caspian area.
What just happened today? Two planes ran each other in Arizona.
What?
Yep, two planes in Arizona just ran into each other.
Where?
In Arizona.
Like
Yeah, he was pretty clear about
at
that.
Sky Harbor in Phoenix?
Marana Regional Airport.
I don't know Arizona like that, man. I don't know. I think they were private planes from what I read, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks like I'm looking at them right now. Oh, this was an old school like U.S. Air Force plane from the 50s or 40s.
That'd be funny to see a sign outside of the White House. What up with the planes?
Yeah, what's going on with the planes?
What up with the planes, dog?
All right, so this one, it looks like it was maybe two single-seaters.
Yeah, you should tweet that. That should be fun. If you just tweet, "What up with the planes?"
What up with the planes, guys? So I just searched for Arizona planes, and one of the first things that came up, Trump playing golf. It says breaking with 2 more planes falling out of the sky. Trump is enjoying his 3rd weekday in a row playing golf with the country in chaos. I'm going to say for the record, I don't think that Donald Trump was responsible for the 2 single-seater planes that crashed at a small airport in Arizona. I don't think that one was on him.
Bold.
Yeah. But, yeah, planes, man, it makes you think. Like, planes are crazy. Like, we just get onto planes and we go through the air. We're going like 400 miles an hour. We land in a different city. Honestly, it's shocking that this doesn't happen more often.
I think every time I get off a plane and I'm like, I'm in San Diego now or whatever, I was like, when I got on this plane, I was in Chicago. That was like 3 hours ago. It's just every time I get off a plane, I'm like, that's nuts.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you still have that.
Oh, I have
appreciation.
I still have a bewilderment at air travel.
It's good to know. I read that some pilots they were talking about like the evacuation process after the one in Toronto, and they were saying nothing irritates me like seeing passengers get onto my plane wearing sandals. How are you going to handle yourself in an emergency if you're wearing sandals? How are you going to follow instructions if you don't have closed-toe shoes on?
That's judgmental.
If you're going to fly, if you're going to be in an exit row, I need you to be dressed like an athlete.
I'd like a pilot that has the confidence to say it doesn't matter what you wear because we're not crashing. If my pilot says you need to be dressed for a crash, I'm getting off the plane.
That's a good point, Big T. Well, I mean, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, though.
Sure, and it's good to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's in the pilot's mind, no, I'm not riding in your plane.
Yeah, if that's top of mind, it's like they see somebody getting on, they're like, you're not gonna be fast in those.
Yeah, yeah, this isn't the flight for you.
No.
All right, you're in a plane crash. You're sitting in the exit row. You agree. Are you stopping and you helping, or as soon as that door opens, you getting the fuck up out of there?
I'm fulfilling my commitment to the exit row oath.
What is the situation? Is it that one where you're on the runway and like everybody is you've accounted for the fact that everyone's pretty much safe, or is it
take a time bomb? You see smoke, you smell fire or gas or whatever, and they're asking you to assist.
No.
I feel you. I
would have whoever I'm with, and we would be gone.
Hey, if we have plane trouble at all, and we have to exit out the exit row, kiss my ass. Is what it is. I'm survival first, dog. Like,
your job in the exit row is to pop the door out, and then it's every man for himself.
Yeah, I don't think that in an exit row you have to stay on the plane and be like, right this way, right this.
I think they do kind of want you to do that.
I think that's the flight attendant's job.
Because they make you say, like, are you willing and able to assist?
I think the flight attendant says, open that exit row door, sir. And then you're like, gotcha. And then you lean over, you grab the handle, you pull it either in or out, depending on what type of plane you're on. You open that up, and then she tells you, or he, go out onto the wing or go down the giant fun inflatable raft.
Now that, if you're in a situation where everyone is fine, like this one seems to have been, that's cool to do once.
Yes. I might even climb back up into the airplane, go down,
one more,
go down again.
I mean, hopefully you'll never get to do it again.
Right.
Are you ever getting on another flight if you're in a plane crash? I don't think I'd be able to. And I understand that, like, I mean, the odds of you being in one plane crash, the odds of it happening twice are virtually impossible.
Harrison Ford.
He was in multiple plane crashes?
Harrison Ford is maybe the worst pilot.
Oh, well, if they were him, that's a different story.
Harrison Ford, I think he might have crashed 3 planes.
Okay, well then if you crash a plane multiple times, that makes sense. You're a bad pilot.
Yeah.
If you're on a plane that someone else is flying and it crashes more than once, that's unheard of. But I don't think I'd be able to get on a plane again.
Okay, I'm looking
I think you're right, bitch. It says, When sitting in the exit row on an airplane, you are required to be able to assist the flight crew in emergency evacuation, which could include opening the emergency exit door, verbally directing other passengers, and helping them safely exit the aircraft if necessary. This means you must be physically capable of performing these actions and understand the safety instructions provided by the flight attendants. Key points about an exit row: physical ability, you must be able to exit. You must be able to open the exit door, reach and manipulate levers to assist other passengers. So if you got like one arm, like they ain't gonna let you sit in the exit row.
Yeah. No, you have to be ready, willing, and able. Able. Big part of it.
Best ability is availability.
That's right. Yeah. Harrison Ford has had multiple plane crashes throughout his aviation career. Let's see. How many plane crashes has Harrison Ford had? Harrison Ford, known for his iconic roles in movies, has been involved in several aviation incidents throughout his flying career. Incidents include a helicopter crash, a runway overshoot in 2000, a golf course crash in 2015, a taxiway landing in 2017, and a runway crossing mistake in 2020. Despite these incidents, Ford remains an active flyer and has expressed...
Oh, these are real things?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I thought it was like movie roles.
So 1999, he was
Holy shit.
he was in a helicopter. He was taking a flight with an instructor. He was practicing an emergency landing procedures on a helicopter. He had to land the rotorcraft in a riverbed 45 miles northwest of Los Angeles. The helicopter was severely damaged, but Ford and his instructor escaped without injury. In 2000, Ford was piloting a 6-seater Beechcraft Bonanza in Lincoln, Nebraska. The aircraft was blown off the runway due to high wind gusts. Ford lost control of the aircraft while steering it on the ground. The aircraft received minor damage, and the occupants were uninjured. 2015, Harrison Ford was injured after crash landing his 2-seater plane on a Pinmar golf course in Southern California. The aircraft took off from Santa Monica, and soon after, Ford declared an emergency due to engine failure. The actor crash landed on the nearby golf course rather than on busy land. Ford had a broken arm and received head injuries. He was taken to the hospital on a stretcher. In 2017, the actor landed...
Oh my God, I thought you was done.
No, his Husky plane on a taxiway at John Wayne Airport. The actor mistook a taxiway for a runway and narrowly missed hitting an American Airlines Boeing 737 with over 100 passengers. He acknowledged his mistake and was required by the FAA to take situational awareness training.
If you're a pilot.
Yep. But there's one more.
Oh, okay.
In
Tell us about that one.
In 2020, Ford was instructed to hold before crossing the runway after landing at Hawthorne Airport outside Los Angeles. The air traffic controller asked them to hold short until another aircraft had completed the touch-and-go approach. The actor continued and mistakenly crossed the active runway. The controller had to scold Harrison Ford for the mistake. The approaching aircraft avoided landing and performed a go-around.
Did you say 2020?
This is 2020.
So he's still doing this?
Well, that was the last one, so he's been on a hot streak.
Okay.
Well, in other words, he might be due.
If you're a pilot and you crash once, I think you get one more shot and you can try once more. The second incident, you're done.
Well, most people don't get a second incident.
Right.
They're just dead.
Right. But you've got to stop after two, or you should be forced to stop.
He's got to be, in human history, he's been in the most plane crashes.
Yeah, it's time to take the keys away, Grandpa.
Is this well known?
Yeah,
I didn't know about it.
I think so. I mean, the crazy one is he landed on the taxiway at an airport instead of the runway.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's hard to do, and he almost took out an entire American Airlines flight, and then he just had to take a course. And they're like, all right, get back out there, Harrison.
Someone tweeted 3 hours ago, what if it's Harrison Ford crashing all these planes?
Yeah, good point.
And then someone else tweeted in December, I like when Harrison Ford gets paid a big stinky paycheck because you know exactly where that money's going. Comical amounts of weed in a small plane or helicopter he will crash on a golf course.
Yes.
I didn't know it was this much of a thing, though.
Mm-hmm. Dude, landing on the taxiway is sneaky one of the most dangerous things you can do because I forget where it was. but it was in relatively recent history. There was a full like passenger plane, like a 737, that mistook the taxiway for the runway and was landing on it. And there were, I think, 4 flights that were lined up one right after the other that were making their way out to the runway. If this plane hadn't pulled up, I think it was like 30 feet away from hitting the ground. If this plane hadn't pulled up, it would have taken out everybody on that plane and then most of the people on probably the next 2 or 3 planes. It would have been like 1,500 people dead because this one idiot came down onto the taxiway. Harrison Ford almost did that.
Are they not like, should we make them different colors? I feel like...
That's not a bad idea.
Like, why? That seems very simple.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
One red, one green.
Yeah, green is land.
Oh, see, I would say green is takeoff. Green, you're going.
No. Oh, you mean like takeoff and depart? The taxiway is like, those are the small ones that you drive around to get out to the takeoff strip. So
Right.
like the small roads that you take out to get out to the main highway. and
Yes.
go. So this plane tried to land on one of the small roads where it was a bunch of planes wheeling themselves around going like 20 miles per hour. But that's not a bad idea either. It was like paint the taxiways red,
Yeah.
runways green.
Yes.
Good idea, Big T. We might have just
But
saved lives.
I flew into Knoxville on my trip many moons ago on my visit, and I saw that orange and white box, and I thought, I was like, well, that's a little insane, dog. They do it on the planes too. I just thought it was like a school pride at the airport, but that's a lot of places, right? They have that orange and white box at a lot of places.
Yeah, sometimes it's red and white.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so maybe it is school pride then.
It might be.
But I've seen it in other places though. I've seen
No,
the
I
little
think
orange
it's
and
a
white box at
thing.
other.
There's a construction, like some flag you have to use in construction too, that's an orange and white checkerboard. And
Yeah.
Kentucky was working on their arena, or there was something going on right next to their arena a few years ago. And the
Mhm.
construction crew had the orange and white checker flag up, which signifies something. And all the Kentucky fans got mad because it was like a Tennessee thing. And they thought it was somebody trolling them, but it was actually just the construction workers doing their job.
Yeah, orange and white checkered flags are used in construction and at airports to mark vehicles, job sites, and hazards. They are also known as airfield safety flags.
You want to know?
Yeah,
you
so-
want to know another fun fact?
I do.
Every structure at Disney World is less than 200 feet tall, because once it gets to 200 feet, you have to put a red blinking light on it.
Ah,
And I guess that would ruin the magic
okay. That is a fun fact. I didn't know that.
for planes.
All right. Anything else in the news we want to jump into today? Anything
Kanye
eating
is
you up?
officially not a Nazi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, officially. He tweeted today, after further reflection, I've come to the realization that I'm not a Nazi.
And you know what? He's going to get no credit for that growth.
Whew, it was close though, guys. You had us
In
scared.
the first half.
People can't make mistakes.
Is he still selling the shirt?
I mean, I haven't checked his website.
If you go to Yeezy.com, it's a handwritten thing that says Yeezy stores coming soon. so the shirt's no longer for sale.
It
Are they
looks like a
shipping those,
left-handed
you
thing.
think?
Like it looks like a 3-year-old child wrote Yeezy stores coming soon with a heart.
If someone ordered one, you think that's getting shipped?
The Nazi shirt?
Yeah, or he's doing refunds since he's reformed.
No, I would doubt it. I mean, I don't know that he's reformed. The tweet before, he said, Adam Sandler, thank you for the love. But the tweet before that, he said, you telling me if you were hermaphrodite, you wouldn't stick your dick in your own pussy?
That is
Holy
47,000
shit,
likes.
man. This man is fucking insane.
Did you see his tweet of, it seems he's wiped his Twitter.
He has, yeah. He deleted. I was hoping that the old one that said "I am a Nazi" was now community noted. with
Did
his
you
new
see?
tweet.
Did you see the one a few days ago about the original name for the Yeezus album?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
it was something. I can't say it, but
Oh, he said it was It was like nigger black cock or nigger cock or something like that.
Yeah, it was along those lines. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Insane. He's like, the original name of Yeezus. Somebody on the bottom was like, I kind of like Yeezus better. Not gonna lie.
All right, let's say hypothetically that was the name of an album, right? And it's the best album you've ever heard, right? It is incredible. It's thoughtful.
That album was pretty good.
It changes music. It's an important creation. Going through the history of music in this world, that stands out as a seminal moment, the best of all time. Does it win any Grammys?
I don't see how it could.
Arian, you think it does?
Yeah. Especially if in some kind of way, which I don't think it would, but like in some kind of way, it was an ironic
A
it
commentary?
was a reason for there was a reason for the ironic naming of it, right? And so and it kind of explained it through the body of work, and it was like a good piece of art. Like I don't know that that could be done, but I do. Yeah.
What if it was just that Kanye's a nut job?
I mean, I think that's the case, but I don't know if you remember, I came across that tweet thread long time ago that was explaining in detail. It was a theory about how Kanye was doing performative art,
Yes.
in the public, and part of me, a very small part of me, we're talking a percentile, a half a percentile, is kind of hoping that that's what's happening still. I highly doubt it, but like maybe this is just like some kind of performance art stage play that he's acting out in front of the public, and he's gonna somehow flip it on its head, and he's gonna be regular. I don't think that's the case, but part of me is like maybe because it's just at this point it's just like this. We're witnessing something insane, like genuinely crazy. Like,
If he came out and said that, though, would you believe it? Because I wouldn't. I don't think anyone else would.
well, if there's performance art, like Andy Kaufman, right? If there's a performance art, there's a goal and there's something that they want you to see. There's something that they're poking or provoking from or for society. Yeah, and there's a message in the art. And so, I mean, right now it just seems like he's like super anti-Jewish, and just extremely off his rocker. Because I remember when he came out with his gospel album, I was kind of upset because I was like, gospel music is kind of whack to me. No disrespect, just not my preference. And he's a great artist, so I was like, oh, his music's gonna go down a hill. And then 3 or 4 years later, he's tweeting massive amounts of porn, just like live, and thanking everybody who makes porn. He said, "Thank the Jewish people for the porn." Like it's just, and so like I don't know, but I don't know, man. I hope it gets help, or I hope in some universe that this is gonna be a great act, and there's gonna be a reason. I can't see how, but part of me holds out, man. He made graduation, he made late registration. He's a big part of my life. Maybe that Yeezy dead though. I don't know.
There's a very funny meme in the replies underneath the not a Nazi post. And it's just a meme. It's the cycle of Kanye West. And there's only 2 parts to it. We're so back, and then it's over. So right now, we're so back.
Very soon.
How many people come to the realization that you're not a Nazi?
No, I was almost racist, dog. I was this close.
No, but he's saying that, like, in order to come to that realization, you have to be a Nazi at some point, and then you're like, whoa.
Maybe, or maybe
I just realized I'm not.
He had to do something where he was like, I don't want to take it this far. Maybe I'm not a Nazi.
Yeah, I want to know what part of the Nazi ideology that did not appeal to him beforehand. Now, like, are the part of the Nazi ideology that he just discovered made him say that he's not a Nazi. It might be something very, very small.
I don't know. Could be as simple as the uniforms they wore. You know, he's super into fashion.
Yeah.
But he also did. But he also did say Hitler is, or no, Hitler was so fresh.
Yeah.
That we said.
He might have gotten an Uber in a Volkswagen, and he was like, "This shit sucks. This car is terrible."
maybe
Not-
maybe
I'm
I'm
not-
not.
Yeah, I'm not a Nazi. They love this? No, that's not me.
They made them.
This car sucks.
I don't
Yeah, I
know,
guess we'll
man.
find out.
RP
Does it,
Kanye.
Volkswagen means like the people's car
people's
or
car,
something.
yeah. Yeah. Hugo Boss, I believe, designed the uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think Hugo Boss might have designed the New Jersey State Police uniforms too.
I can't speak to that.
Fun fact. Yeah. All right. Well, Kanye's back, guys.
Definitely not a Nazi.
Definitely not a Nazi. All right. Anything else we want to get into? Because we're going to talk about shitcoins
Oh.
with Jack Mack.
Does Arian want to talk about TGL?
Oh yeah, Aaron, you were at the golf league.
I did. I went. Little recap. I was tweeting about it, and they DM me. Slight flex, but it was really dope. And it was like, "Yo, we'd love to have you out." And I think what they're doing is they're trying to get as much like notable people there to kind of like garner attention to the league. They're trying to start it up. And my initial, so I went when Tiger Woods' team was playing Ricky Fowler's team, like New York or something like that. And CeCe Sabathia is a part owner of the New York team, so he was there. I think Serena Williams was there too. And my initial thoughts was it was a very unique arena, right? It's really dope. And I really, I don't know, I like it. I really do. I think golf is extremely highbrow though, and I think that doesn't lend itself to what makes sporting events fun.
Mm-hmm.
People like drama, people like beefing, shit talking, people like that shit, right? As much as the minivan drivers pretend that they don't, you like sports for that combativeness. And I think golf is just so nice that it can get bland, right? I think what would really push this over is if they had like real. I mean, why people watch wrestling, right? Those storylines and the drama and the head to heads, and then that creates rivalries. I think if something like that was to happen in golf, where two dudes like really don't like each other, and there's shit talking going on, like there was one point in time, Tom Kim, the other team, and it's like against golf etiquette. The other team had hit it was like a pull. I think it was Ricky Fowler actually. He hit a pull and it looked like it was going to be. It ended up going in the bunker, but it looked like it was going to be. And Tom Kim was like standing there like it's out. People like that shit, and I like that shit. I would love to see some shit talking going on where it got kind of real because they're so close too. That would be dope. I think that, and putting the mics on dudes and letting the crowd hear what's going on a little bit. I think that would be dope. But I enjoyed it. I think it's really dope that technology is coming along and being a integral part of the sport. I think there's something there. I don't know that it's going to be. I don't know. I know it's never going to usurp the actual sport, but I think it's a good little, caveat to the sport that can be fun. I enjoyed myself in the arena just like as a patron. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. I think that there's something about golf, like the mentality that you have to get really, really fucking good at golf. I'm talking professional level, one of the best in the world. The mentality that you have to get to that place probably doesn't lend itself to being like brash and super outspoken and kind of a prick. I'm sure there are some pricks that become great at golf, but I think
I've heard
because you have to dedicate yourself to almost like it's all on you. You have to work on yourself so much in golf, and it's such a mental game that you have to work at getting out of your own way in your head, and it makes you less likely to be the kind of guy that's going to be like, fuck you piece of shit.
I don't know. I think I disagree. Like you hear stories all the time about people talking about how like Tiger would like subtly talk shit to people, right? Or there's like subtle shit talking. But it's just not like I said. I think golf was created amongst the blue bloods and for the blue bloods, the highbrow, high net worth of society where decorum is important. Where if there's certain country clubs you can't walk around with a hat on inside, right? Shit like that, right? Really whack ass rules that I feel like segregate society in a way that's like the bottom part of society has never really been exposed to golf in a real way.
It costs a lot of money to play.
That's why it's that barrier is money. And I think, in the inner city societies where I grew up, like we thought golf was corny, and it's a lot of the reasons as to why. I think originally it was that's what I feel like dress codes are for, is to keep the riffraff out, right? But if golf starts merging in a way, and it's going towards there, start merging in a way to include, then people that get good at golf and can get good at golf at that level will come from the area where you golf, but you're also talking shit with people on the basketball court, you know what I mean? Or the football field, or whatever, the hockey rink, or whatever the case may be. I think I could get that, man. But I really enjoyed the format, honestly. And had this really dope part of it, the technological side, where they'll shoot it on a screen, and then wherever it lands, there's a light on the top that highlights on the other side of the green where the ball goes.
It marks it.
Yeah, it's really dope. Cool. I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. Tiger got his ass. He was struggling. I mean, his mom just died. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really expect much, but I mean, it was dope to see him out there. And he was struggling though. Like I'm talking like with a 7-iron, like full hook back on some, like it was pretty bad. But I mean, shit, you kind of expect that from somebody struggling like that mentally.
What did Trump say? She's moved on to greener fairways. Is that what?
Did he really?
Is that what he said?
No way. Did he really?
I'm trying to remember. Look up the post that he made when she passed, because Trump loves Tiger.
I think they love each other. Honestly.
Yeah.
I was just informed that Tiger Woods' wonderful mother, Coltita, passed away. She has gone on to greener fairways. Coltita Woods was an amazing influence on Tiger and gave him much of his strength and brilliance. Melania and I send our love and prayers to Tiger and his incredible family.
Greener fairways. May we all end up on greener fairways one day.
Agreed.
This is my king Trump. Thoughtful king.
Long live the king.
Long live the king.
How many more jokes are we going to listen to where Trump like just tosses out, maybe I'm going to run again, until you guys can say that I was right, that he's going to like toss that out there?
When has he done that?
It's been.
He had that weird tweet where he said like, "He who saves his country breaks no law" or something, which was, I don't know who the fuck told him to tweet that.
I think Napoleon tweeted that at some point.
Told himself to.
I know
that.
someone should have told him not to.
I think it's a Napoleon quote that he was putting out there. Not what you want to put out from any official channel.
Well, and it's also it was like I think Trump tweeted it, and then the White House like took it and made a graphic of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were super spreading it.
The White House has been on top of their social game.
No,
recently.
they have not.
The deporting Valentine's.
That's deporting Valentine's
the
one.
fact that we live in a world where like that's real is actually
the ASMR. Did you see the ASMR one?
I did.
That's disgusting.
That was sad. That was like,
That's
I
disgusting.
laughed on some like, I can't believe we're here, dog. This is insane. That shit is crazy,
It's
dog.
insane.
There's nothing you can do. Just laugh at this shit. Like, I mean, holy shit, man.
You can dislike what they post, but they have a clearly defined social strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
To be fucking assholes.
Yeah.
That's their whole play. Like, just piss off the libs. And then the constituency goes, they're just trolling. Take a joke. Like, that's crazy, fam. It's crazy to me. Definitely Jesus would do that. Absolutely.
The chains.
Christian Nation. Christian Nation.
But yeah, he's made the reference several times. I still don't know if he's going to try to do something, but there was one member of Congress that tried to pass a law saying that he was allowed to run again. I don't know if he's going to do anything about it, but my entire point from the get-go was he will float it out there at some point. And I feel like I've been vindicated on that. So everyone that gave me shit when I said that, PFT was right.
But
that's all I said.
But you think
that's all I said was that he would put it out there.
He's gonna try to.
I have no idea actually. I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to say yes. But I
think your stance was a little more hardline than that. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, or we can just pull the clip. I think the clip you said he's like you were certain. He's like he's not gonna. That's how I'm at. Because you're talking about me here. Even I was like, I don't think he's gonna do that, dog.
No, I didn't say. I don't believe that I said he was definitely going to do it. I believe that I said he would float it out there.
I think it was somewhere in between. I think you said, yes, he's going to like dick around and say it, but then I believe you said you thought he would actually try to.
We're somewhere in the middle. I don't know. But yeah. Okay, so that's 2 minutes of Trump. We're getting better at this. All right.
We really are.
We will, fair warning, Trump will be brought up in the shitcoin discussion because of the Trump coin, which led into the Melania coin, which led into the Libra coin, which Jack Mack will get into, and also Jack Mack. I think most people would describe Jack Mack as someone who would give Donnie a fair shake.
Yes,
and
I think he was very, very down the middle.
Yeah,
dare I say, left Jack,
left
Mac.
Jack. Yeah, left Mac. He is. Yeah, he's been known as a friend at times to that administration.
Mm-hmm.
But he brings up some of the stuff with the Trump coin and the Melania coin, it's when you've lost the crypto bros, that's a tough one to come back from. So yeah, we'll get into it with Jack Mack. You might recognize him from online, college football expert Jack Mack, TikTok expert Jack Mack. And before we get into that, it's going to be brought to you by some great friends of ours over at Stella Blue Coffee. I had not one, but 2 cups of Stella Blue today because it was that good. I had the Miss Peaches blend, and then I believe I had the Electric Avenue blend. This year's motto is better brew, better you. At Stella Blue Coffee, we believe good coffee is one of life's non-negotiables. Time to stop drinking those boring, tasteless big coffee beans and turn to Stella Blue. Stella Blue Coffee's delicious roasts are available in cold brew, K-Cups, ground, and whole bean formats to seamlessly fit into your morning coffee routine. Oh, and every bag sold helps to save dogs. Stella Blue is proud to have helped save over 1,000 dogs from rescue to adoption. Enjoy Stella Blue Coffee by using the QR code on the screen, or you can visit StellaBlueCoffee.com. Use promo code MACRO. Get 20% off orders of $25, or find them on Amazon for next day delivery. That's great. What a great deal that is. Next day coffee delivery. You run out in the morning, go onto Amazon, order Stella Blue. It's going to be there for the next morning. So you don't have to skip any days. Don't have to go to the store. Just get it delivered. You can use Amazon, or if you go to StellaBlueCoffee.com, you can get 20% off if you use promo code MACRO on orders of $25 or more. Great purpose, better coffee, Stella Blue. And now, here is Jack Mack. Okay, we now welcome on recurring guest, right? Recurring guest in Macrodosing, Jack Mack, at Jack
What's
Mack
up?
CFP. What is it?
CFB.
CFB.
I should probably get it. I should probably remove the CFB at this point, but it's kind of it's in my Twitter handle. So follow me there. Then Jack Mack, Barstool on TikTok, Jack Mack CFB. You can call me Jack Mack. Reoccurring guest. Yes, I've been on before. I think sometimes you FaceTime me as well.
When is the last time you were on?
The last time I was on, we almost started a world war between well, I guess it would more be a civil war between Puerto Rico and no, it would have been a world war because Jake Malasek was playing on
That's
who did he play
right.
for? Poland?
Czech Republic.
Czechia.
Not Czechia.
Czechia. And he
Czechia.
said that all the Puerto Ricans were Long Island kids. And I think he was kind of right.
That's right. Yeah.
They got very upset about that, I recall.
Yeah, Malasek was right. Put another dollar in the jar that we all keep out here. So Jack Mack, we like to have you on the show whenever there's something that we don't understand that we need a little explainer on. Also, I really enjoyed your explanation video that you did about the Zizian cult.
Oh my God.
So we did an episode on them last Thursday. It came out.
Oh wow.
And that shit
I'll have to go listen.
There's just so many layers to it. It gets insane. But basically, learning that they subscribe like whole hog to the theory of like that the artificial intelligence will take over the world one day and it'll punish people that don't promote its existence into happening is just an insane thing to actually act upon.
And then they subscribed to another theory I was reading up on. I forget what it was called, but it was essentially you do what your gut tells you no matter what, and I think that backs up their violence. I forget what it was called, but they are. I really think a documentary by a really great crew would be phenomenal because that what is happening there, and there's probably more. That poor that poor owner of the apartment. I mean, he lost an eye and then he ended up getting killed. Yeah, no. And then it's crazy it was connected. I thought it was a politically motivated attack on the border patrol agents on Trump's inauguration day, but no, it was the Zizians.
Yeah.
The Zizians, they're countrywide.
Just psychos. And the head of the group that says that some people have like half good brains, half bad brains. Some people have like double bad brains, and some people have both sides of their brains, which are good. But coincidentally, she's one of the only people that has the double good brain. It's like just classic weird cult shit going on, but it's fantastic. There will be a documentary that will come out on them in the next, I'd say, 3 months. The way that Netflix is moving right now, I saw
Yeah, it's not even Netflix anymore. It's Hulu. Luigi has 55 documentaries at this
They're
point.
calling for a mistrial because there's a documentary.
I saw that, and then Caitlin Collins is backing him up. Luigi is the gift that keeps on giving. The Caitlin Collins situation was also fascinating because she tweeted out that he made a website, and then everyone said, "Well, you're trying to get him his bail fund raised." It was, well, I guess not bail fund, more so lawyer fees. I kind of felt bad for her, but I mean, also that's just the game she plays.
So, Jack, we're going to get into shitcoins in a second. Before we start talking about those, though, I got to ask you how your girlfriend's doing. How's Miss Blue? Bonnie Blue? You guys really seem to hit it off.
Yeah, so pregnant.
Are you the father?
Buddy, that paternity test would take longer than an SAT. It would be.
I mean, the SAT's over in a few hours.
You have to study for it.
Maury's got to come out of retirement.
They have to clone Maury in order to do that paternity
Wait,
test.
is Maury no longer with us?
Maury's alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
Oh, then why clone?
They'd have to make other Maurys.
I see.
There would have to be like, it's like the Shakespearean thing of chaining monkeys up at typewriters. If you chained an infinite number of Maury Poviches up to semen containers, eventually you would figure out who Bonnie Blue's baby daddy was. But so tell me about that experience, because she, in your words, she could have been a low tier influencer. What are the highest compliments you can pay to a woman?
Or model,
or model,
low tier influencer or model.
So sometimes you tweet something and it's gonna get some people riled up. I knew that one was gonna. I thought it was gonna be a cult classic. Shout out to the Zizians, but it ended up being quoted in the Daily Mail and New York Post about the article from the inauguration about that party, because somebody mockingly replied to my tweeting about somebody on that cover, and then the New York Post and Daily Mail quote tweeted it as if that it was a real thing that somebody was saying. Obviously it's all burners, but meeting her in person was interesting because on paper she's a very attractive woman. But you can't get past the 1,000 guys in one day. It's right there in your mind all the time. But I will say she was great. Not to sound like a simp, but she was great, and she played along. She had a team. Her manager is a woman who seems very much down to just like really continue to push her to limits that are unforeseen. I guess she's going to Cabo and maybe Fort Lauderdale for spring break now. I'm going to say this. The pregnancy thing's a publicity stunt. I bet she's not pregnant.
I haven't been able to find any. I just see people saying she's pregnant, but I haven't seen like a real announcement of it. Where did that come from?
She said it in a video.
Oh, she said it.
But it was kind of just a random video that I think was on her Snapchat story. I don't think it's... I think it was almost kind of one of those tweets that goes viral and then it becomes a story because everyone believes it. But you're right, there's no confirmation. And she thrives off of... I will say, I asked her about her rivalry with Lily Phillips. And she said that she doesn't really want to acknowledge Lily Phillips not because she doesn't like her, but because this was crazy, but she said she does her content for her subscribers and she wants to make them happy. Doing stuff with Lily Phillips or others doesn't really, unless the subscribers want it, she's not going to do it.
This is
So
like
she's doing it for something bigger than her.
this is like Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
What's a bigger
It's a
rivalry
that they won't even acknowledge.
What's a bigger rivalry right now, USA Canada or Bonnie Blue and the other performer?
I think it's probably Bonnie. I think Bonnie's the hottest name in
Really?
America right now. Yeah. I listen, Jack. I think she might actually be pregnant. I'm going out on a limb here, but if we're talking statistically, just based on probability, she's definitely pregnant, right?
Yeah.
But there's no
Yeah.
way they weren't like using
But
as much protection as
Well,
they
did
could.
you see
but
one of the-
statistically, like condoms have a efficacy rate of like 90 to 95%.
Well,
And
you
if
see-
she's taken 1,000 dicks with 1,000 condoms, that means that there's going to be. I guess it also depends on what day of the month she was performing these duties on.
I also saw a tweet that was like, birth control has a 99.9% effective rate. So it's like 1 in 1,000.
Yes, it's from Greg, one of the
Yeah.
great Twitter interactions of our time. He
Yeah.
said, "I'm shocked the girl who had intercourse with 1,000 men in a day is pregnant." A woman replied, "I am. You'd think she'd be on birth control." He said, "Birth control is 99.9% effective, so that means one baby out of every 1,000."
Yeah,
So
that's, exactly.
it
Yeah.
actually makes sense.
Yeah, and I know that if you use it consistently and correctly, like the pill should be as close to 100% as possible. But sometimes, women forget things, just like guys forget.
It does seem too convenient, though, because right as the news cycle's dying down about the 1,000,
Yep.
now she's pregnant.
Yeah, no. I think she knew. It's kind of like Jake Paul and Logan Paul know in their back pocket, they have one huge payday no matter what. They can fight each other. I think Bonnie Blue knows she has two big paydays left in her pocket. One, pregnancy, which isn't more a payday as much as getting back in the news. Two, her and Lily Phillips do a little something together.
Let's send them over to Ukraine, and I guarantee they could stop the war.
I would not be shocked if she has not thought of that. Also, they're on essentially they told me they're on a visa, a travel visa to America right now, and they're trying to do as much as they can over the next however month or so, whatever that means. But I think that means, and Lily's the same way. They came over at the same time.
It's like the Beatles.
I mean, that should be.
But Lily,
There's been a lot of discussion about H-1B visas. That should be an acceptable way. Like if you're putting yourself in the top 1% of the top 1% of your profession, skills that we don't have, I would say that qualifies, right?
Of any profession.
Any profession, yeah.
yeah, H1B, yeah. I mean, yeah, put it in that database everyone was going through.
Yeah. So, Jack, let's talk about shitcoins because we don't really understand them that much. I've been doing some reading and I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about what's been going on recently. But my understanding is that post Bitcoin, there were some rival currencies that were made. If we can take it back to like square one, Bitcoin became a thing. People found out about it online. Then other people decided, hey, if that guy can make a Bitcoin, I'm going to make a rival coin for it. So do you know like what the first rival coins to Bitcoin were?
No, but obviously there's been ones that have Bitcoin's the standard, right? It's the top of the top, and then there's the Ethereum, and then there's Litecoin, and one that's really won recently is Solana, and Solana is where a lot of these shit coins exist because Bitcoin as a network you can't really build under, right? So think of it like a chain. And obviously the blockchain. Solana, how it's made, allows you to really attach on very easily. You and I, us three or us five, right now, could create a coin on this website called Pump Fun and call it macrodosing or call it something outrageous. And then obviously we'd have to fund it to get it to a point where it's really gets past the pump fund stage. But you can start it with $0 or maybe just $100 or so, and then people will buy it. We would have the influence. I mean, if you guys tweet it out, I wouldn't recommend it. But if we tweet it out right now, we could create a coin right now without much money and do a little pump and dump scheme. I'm not saying we should do
I
that.
don't want to do
It's kind
that
of a
for the
scumbag thing to
record.
do. But we could do it right now during this recording. It's it's that easy. But Bitcoin isn't built that same way.
So what's the difference between Solana and Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin seems to be reputable, but I think it's taken a long time for Bitcoin to become reputable and to have a that solid reputation where it's not just throwing money away, it's actually like an investment. What's the difference between that
Yeah.
and the Solana?
Solana's kind of known as the crypto casino. Solana can within their blockchain process transactions so much faster. And the transaction fee on the Solana network is dirt cheap. It's like a cent, even less than that. So that just allows, there's, and also, if I remember correctly, Solana has something called a smart contract or something along those lines. Uh, that is huge for meme coins, for essentially creating them. And Bitcoin on its initial layer doesn't have it. For a true great explanation, you would need somebody who is like a Bitcoin Marty of sorts, who is a true expert. There's so many minute details to
Yeah.
these coins that are insane. But the biggest way, and too long didn't read, Solana is essentially the casino of crypto.
Okay. Yeah,
You go in there
yeah.
and it's this casino.
I guess I don't really care that much about the technical difference now that I think about it. I'm more curious as to like the overall structure of like starting your own meme coin. So on the Solana platform, you can start your own currency, named whatever the fuck you want to call it, just because you have an idea. And the
Yep.
entire premise of starting
Yep.
these new coins is I hope that people will see my catchy name, or if it's promoted by an influencer,
Yep.
then they'll buy some of that coin. And there's no actual value being created out of these shit coins unless you reach like a mass audience, like Doge, right? I guess Doge could have been considered a shit coin, and then it just became so widely adopted because Elon started like making that his pet project that it actually did have staying power. But for the most part, the goal is start your fly by night coin and then cash the fuck out at some point. And anybody that was early investing is going to make money. Anybody that was late investing is going to take a bath.
Yeah, that's a pretty good recap. Sometimes people will create these coins with the idea of creating a community where that is the value of the coin. You kind of see it with jail still to an extent. There's a Twitter group that people are in. But the difference in the value of a Bitcoin opposed to a coin you create for your dog is massive. Just because Bitcoin, I mean, in theory, you could accept payment for through your dog, through a Solana shitcoin meme coin about your dog. But the easiest way to create these, and this is the point I wanted to bring up the most, is there's this website called Pump Fund, which is essentially they created a website that connects to the Solana library of sorts and allows you to just, as long as you have a wallet, which is very easy to create, you connect it to this website and then you can create a coin. And it's called Pump Fund. And then if it gets to a certain market cap, which is around, depending on the price of Solana, which right now it would be around 70,000 market cap, you can get this coin to a bonding curve, which then allows it to be pushed out and more widely bought. But Pump Fund got a lot of heat initially because there was a live streaming aspect to it. So you could create your account, create your wallet, create your coin, and then people were going on there, and there was kids going on there and just rug pulling people and giving them there's a photo of a kid with like the broccoli haircut going like this that you may have seen on crypto Twitter that and they had to because kids were going on there and saying if you don't get my coin to a certain market cap, I'm going to kill myself. So they had to turn off the live streaming aspect of Pump Fun. But right now, if you go on Pump Fun, I'm looking at it right now, and you can go to sort creation time, and there's the most recent one is Sigma Pope. And that's because people try to latch on to memes and current events. And obviously the Pope has he may be on his last days, which is unfortunate, and we would hope he isn't. But they're latching on to the idea that if the Pope dies, then my meme coin could go to the to the top.
Okay.
But as I've been talking, there's been 30 meme coins created on Pump Fun.
So you use the word community. What the fuck does community mean? To me, it seems like it's a word that's thrown out there a lot just to make people think like, hey, yeah, it's safe to invest in this because we're a community of people that all want to make money on this coin together. Like, why does everybody talk about community?
Well, this kind of goes back to what Dave's saying, that everyone's trying to make money, and you're kind of at the casino. And there's one way to describe community within the crypto world, specifically Solana, is if you look at the community, people will say there's a community takeover, quote unquote. And a community takeover is when the developer of the coin sells all of his money, all of his coins, and then the community takes it over. This happened yesterday when Dave launched his coin Greed. He was the developer, right? The dev. He ended up selling off all of his coins. And then there was a quote unquote CTO, a community takeover. And there was a call within these Telegram group chats, Twitter, to send Greed, which Dave sold. And usually when the developer sells, it tanks, to send it higher than it ever was because there was a community takeover. But what is a community? I guess that's up to for your definition, because the Solana network in shitcoins is a player versus player. It's a PvP network. People win and people lose. It's not like the stock market. There is people win and, well, obviously people lose in the stock market, but if you're winning in the Solana crypto exchange, somebody's losing for the most part.
Yeah, it's a zero-sum game. You're just hoping to
exactly.
be on the winning side of it and to have like a massive win. Arian just joined us. Arian, we're talking shitcoins with Jack Mac right now. It just seems to me like there's like it's a wild west right now. It's not regulated at all. And I heard that call that the developer of Malay, I think he was involved in Melania as well. The call that he had
Hayden,
with CoffeeZilla, where he was trying to describe
Hayden. That call,
yeah,
is one of the craziest calls. Like, it's truly insane.
Right. So it's an unregulated space, technically, right? But also, I'm hearing people say that he admitted openly to like 25 legitimate crimes.
I see that often. I see they're like, this guy just admitted to a crime, and it seems unlikely to me. I see the names of these people. You said CoffeeZilla. Like, I see that guy's name. I see there's another coffee. There is.
I'll stand up for CoffeeZilla for a second because, yeah, it's a weird name. You think like, oh, CoffeeZilla, he's like another one of these like fly in, fly out scam artist kind of guys. It's not a great name for like a serious individual, but he's a very, very good researcher when it comes to like uncovering scams and figuring out the truth behind stories.
I was just going to say, all I was going to say is it seems unlikely to me that these people are admitting to all these crimes on camera, but maybe I'm wrong. I genuinely have no idea about any of this shit whatsoever.
So it's impossible to tell the story without Trump coin, and obviously Trump's new DOJ, which Trump coin essentially told the crypto community that crime is on the table. And if you're gonna, so that's why Hayden Davis, which supposedly is not his real name, which most people in the crypto community are anonymous. But this guy obviously went on Dave's with his people know who he is. They don't know his real name. I think an Argentinian TV network reached out to the United States, and the United States confirmed there's nobody by the name of Hayden Davis. That is, there are people named Hayden Davis, but there are not. There, this guy is not Hayden Davis. The Trump coin, very much so, and it's Hayden talked about it with Dave, and then on the CoffeeZilla call, may have been a scheme, allegedly a scheme that was rewarded a lot of his, and this has been speculated from the get-go, rewarded a lot of his donors and other people within the crypto community. And that is technically something that could have been investigated by the SEC while Biden or somebody else was in charge. But now, why would the SEC go after Hayden Davis, even though I don't even know if he's an American citizen, if the crimes that Hayden Davis did are very similar to insider trading that Trump may have done with the Trump coin and Melania coin?
Right. So back to the Trump coin that was launched right before inauguration, right? I think it was on a
it was on a Friday night.
Friday night, yeah.
It was during the crypto ball, and he launched it. And at first, people thought his Twitter was hacked, but no, it was not. And then it went up to, geez, like 50, 60 billion market cap. It went down. Now I think it's around 15. And that was, people in the crypto community loved it. But what really turned people off of it was the Melania coin, which was launched on Sunday, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So the Trump coin, I also heard on that call that Hayden did with CoffeeZilla, Hayden said that there were people that were given access to buy the Trump coin before it hit the open market. And which is, I don't know if that's a crime. I don't know if any of this shit actually has laws written around it. But that to me, it sounds like a crime. And it also, he seemed like he was scared, like he was he had a target on his back because he was divulging that information. So there was allegedly insider trading for that. Some people allegedly close to Trump made a ton of money off that. Then the Melania coin comes out. The Melania coin was put out by the same people that were involved in putting out the Trump coin, but it was more, you could see that there was a higher percentage of the coin owned by a smaller percentage of total wallets, meaning that there were some whales that controlled like 80% of it. And they were like, hey, this is kind of fucked up. This is a bad way to structure a bullshit currency. And then that caused a lack of faith in the Trump coin. Then the same guy, Hayden, was put in touch with Javier Milei, the president of Argentina. He went down there, hosted a crypto conference down there where they were allegedly selling access for people to just meet with the president. It's like, yeah, if you pay us, $10,000, $20,000, whatever it was, we'll get you, a little conversation with the prez. And this guy convinced Milei and his team we're going to put out a coin called Libra coin. And the Libra coin was announced as a way to like help benefit the Argentinian economy and to help small businesses in Argentina. Do you have any idea how that was supposed to work in the way that they phrased it?
I think you summed it up very well. The only thing I would add is Hayden supposedly, and this came out yesterday, supposedly was in contact with Malay's sister. And he said in a leaked text message that he quote unquote controls that N-word. And obviously Hayden is white. So, and this is like undertone of the entire meme. Like it's an unregulated space from a casino aspect, but also it's an Xbox Live chat room come to life with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, and even more, billions. And somehow this guy gets in contact with his sister, then says he controls Milei through that, and then he launches this coin, and Milei supposedly, or not even supposed, he launches it on Friday night of Valentine's Day. The tweet's up for a long time. Then he deletes it and he says, "I'm sorry." Then he does this interview and he says, "Hey," he pretty much says the Dave Portnoy line. there's no crying in the casino. There's not that many people that lost money, and the chances that they were Argentinian is also very small. So I don't feel bad. And then this guy, Hayden Davis, comes out and says, like, hey, I'm the guy that's really facilitated this. And for some reason, it's kind of like that scene in The Big Short where he's going, Steve Carroll is going up to, I forget who he's with. It's with those douchebag guys who were like selling houses to strippers.
Yeah.
And he was like, why are they admitting to these crimes? Like, why are they telling us this? And they said they don't know that it's crimes. He almost kind of had one of those incidents where he just kind of goes on CoffeeZilla, spills the beans, and then he goes on Dave's show, Day Trader, on Monday morning, and also says more things that kind of said, hey, I was also, or I know who's behind the Trump and Melania coin, and there was a lot of insider access, pre-sale token access, and this is really rampant. And this has kind of created this huge disbelief in Solana, which you can see in the currency rate at which it's selling against the US dollar as it's going down. It was up at $245 at the peak of Trump, even higher, I think, 250. Now it's down to 170.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing sounds like just you lock a bunch of scammers in a room with knives, and then they all try to kill each other. And then when they get killed, they get stabbed. They're like, that motherfucker, I can't believe he stabbed me in the back like that, as you were trying to stab somebody else. It seems like
that's what.
Like, why is this not regulated at all? Because in the same conference call, or the call with CoffeeZilla, Hayden was making the argument that you should not regulate it, because if you try to regulate it, then the regulators might become corrupt, which seems to me like the biggest bullshit excuse. Like, yes, I'm sure there would be some corruption. If you look at global finance as it is right now, the people who are in charge of regulating bankers, regulating currencies, things like that, there is some corruption there. There's probably a good amount of corruption that's out there, but it's a net positive on it because it limits the bigger corruption that if you just let everybody play with no rules, that's going to be a much, much, much worse solution. But the crypto guys are like, don't even try to regulate it because it's impossible to regulate because you'll become corrupt just like us.
Yeah, that's a really good recap and explanation. But also, you have to remember that most crypto people are anti-regulation. That's why they're in crypto.
Right.
And a lot of people kind of have this start within crypto, which is you buy Bitcoin and then you find out these other things. Like most people, I think, in the Solana kind of casino right now, like there's people, I owned a lot of Solana and I owned it for a while without ever trading a shitcoin, meme coin. And you can do that. You can have a belief in the system and say, oh, hey, like this is a currency. I don't want to, I would just call it, this is a cryptocurrency that has a lot of activity on it. It's almost like, oh, I'm not a big gambler, but I believe in the gaming industry in America, and you invest in DraftKings or something. But a lot of people within crypto and within Solana and within the Solana casino, they're huge believers in anti-regulation. There are a lot of people that are against the system because why would you invest a lot of money into cryptocurrency if you were a big believer in the current financial system? So I get what Hayden's saying, but also the downside to no regulations is a lot of people get killed. But the only thing is, and this is what Dave's been saying, and I think you said for the most part, if you get in this game, like if you go to the casino and you get 18 on a 21 on blackjack, right? And you hold, and then the dealer gets 21. I mean, it is what it is. You lose, but there's more regulation to that casino. You know the odds. The dealer doesn't get a bunch of people behind him with better cards than you.
Yeah.
And that's more likely to win when you start. But then again, you know this, though. If you thought you were going to buy this cryptocurrency from the president of a country is different.
Right.
But then again, but if Adam 22 launches a coin, right?
Yeah.
If you thought, like everyone who bought that coin is trying to make money. And if you lost money, you lost money. Like, it's not like you can't going and crying to the authorities is a little bit like you went to the casino and you put it on red and it came out black.
It's probably worse than that. It's like you go to a casino and Adam 22 is running the roulette wheel, and when he puts the ball on the thing, he pulls a big curtain over the wheel, and then he tells you that you lost. Like I kind of had the same take about the Hawk Tua coin, which like I kind of feel bad for people that got duped and lost money. Like that sucks. That sucks for them. But you tried to invest in a form of currency that was invented by Haley Welsh.
The Hawk Tua girl. Call her by her Christian name.
The Hawk Tua
Haley
girl.
Hawk Tua
Welsh.
Spit on that thing, Welsh.
You said, I believe that this coin has the opportunity to change global finance. And I don't say that you deserve to have all your money taken from you.
Say it. You want to say it? Say it.
I can't find any sympathy. I can't find sympathy.
So they deserve it.
I don't know if they deserve it, but I can't be sympathetic to them.
You do know, though. You do know.
It's like that's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I would imagine so. Jack, this Hayden character. So I saw some. I think it's real. It looked real. You can tell me some text where he was basically saying like he controls Milei, like the president of Argentina.
Through his sister.
How does he know them? Is this guy's like an American, right?
Well, it's unclear who owns who here, or where Hayden's from. I think he kind of likes that. No one really knows. How did he do this? These guys are schemers in ways that we can't even comprehend. Like he may have bought her, maybe just bought her, went to one of her dinners and then said, like, hey, like, I have an idea. And they come to, it's kind of funny. Hawk Tua was the face of this, but she kind of scammed in like less than any of, like, she's kind of vindicated in a way. Because all of these people keep coming out and getting presidents of countries, getting scammed by these people. And I don't know exactly how he met Milei's sister, but what a brutal miscalculation by Milei, because he was somebody that a lot of people were fans of. And now this is the aspect of this. You can make a quick buck, but you can really ruin your reputation in a widespread way while launching a coin that is in a negative way. I haven't really seen a coin launched in a great. Everyone comes in the space and says, I'm going to do it the right way. And then they all kind of
it keeps happening
fail.
Again. It's Sideshow Bob stepping on the rakes over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
it just keeps, it's like, I'm going to do this the right way. Like, I'm the guy. It's a celebrity thinks every day, a celebrity thinks they're going to be the one that's going to launch the right coin. But the closest one we got was probably the Trump coin, because they locked the coins that the insiders got for 90 days, the members of the team. So people are like, oh, there's a belief here. But then 2 days later, they launched the Melania coin. So there wasn't even it's all a failure. I've never seen one coin that's done well. They all look like this. They go whoop down. Like it's just straight up, straight down, and then they're gone, dead.
Yeah, Arian, I'm curious to hear what questions you might have about the shitcoins and all this.
I don't understand people in general, but like with this shit, this makes no sense. Like this just seems like it's like people are willingly participating in a scam day after day after day. Like, you know, they're going to get scammed. You know, you're going to get scammed. I know I'm going to scam you, but that doesn't matter. And that's fascinating to me. I guess the only appeal is it has some technology to it. I really don't know. It's fascinating. I'm not going to buy no fucking coins. I'm not coming out with no coins. It shit is one of the stupidest things I've ever witnessed. But I guess the question is, like, what's the end goal? Like, what's the logical end to all of this? Like, is it just, are we forever going to see people get scammed by these coins? Or is it going to amount to something? Like, okay, we're going to have a crypto, I don't know, global community where we actually can selling. I don't know. What is the end goal to this shit of this habitual scamming? I don't get it.
So I think one thing that is very important here is there's shit coins and then there's stuff such as Bitcoin that is very, very important in the global scheme of finance, economy, and countries. I mean, we see it all over countries throughout the world. Currencies they're kind of shit currencies and they get devalued overnight. There's bank runs, and these are in countries, third world countries, and it's awful. And there's a lot of aspects of Bitcoin that are very positive for the world as a whole. It's a stable currency. Obviously, it can go up and down, but it's it's stable in the way that it's going to be there. There's backing behind it. There's technology. There's a community behind it, much more so than even governments within these countries that have scammed their own citizens. But what's the end goal of these Solana shitcoins? I think it's just a casino. I think it's kind of it's an unregulated casino, and unfortunately, I think it may be a net negative for crypto as a whole, because people like yourself may have been open to the idea of, oh, here's Bitcoin. Here's something that if I wanted to send to somebody, it takes away a lot of these financial institutions that have really screwed American citizens, citizens across this world. I mean, if there's somebody in this country that comes to America and works in America to send money back home, they have to pay a huge fee through Western Union or something else. Now, there's more apps out there now, but back in, like, even recently, you still have to pay a huge fee. There's credit card fees. Bitcoin can eliminate that, and people get more money. They have more money, and they can send it, and it goes, and it gets, you can get it like that. That's something that's really positive. But what's not positive are these Solana shitcoins that are kind of, it's a casino. I don't think there is an end game outside of what we're witnessing right now. This is the end game. People think they can make money, and some people do. But as Hayden David said, you have to be an insider. That's how you make money. Like, if you really want to make a big time money, you have to be an insider. And there's not a lot of insiders in this world.
One of the wildest things I saw with people that were talking about like how these coins are promoted was a screenshot of a text saying, okay, here's all you need to do. You tweet out the address, you tweet out the name of the coin, and then you leave that up for 4 hours, and then later you can delete that tweet and say that you were hacked afterwards. And there's probably been a lot of people that have done that, and those are somehow the biggest dirtbags out of everybody, because they're fucking over their audience and then acting like their hands are clean, that they're a victim just like everybody else. But they're being instructed that this is one way to do it, where you can act like you weren't a part of it at all, and you can still make money off of it.
Yeah, and it's ironically enough, Kanye West was the one that tweeted out about that and kind of showed that scam. And I don't know why I would, if any celebrities listening to this has a big audience, even if you have an audience that is in celebrity status, don't launch a coin unless you're like willing to take the backlash. Dave, I don't think cares. But if you're somebody that's in the middle of your career and you need what your reputation matters, don't launch one of these things. Now, if you want to play with it for fun, yeah, but like launching a coin specifically with the most of these people within this industry do not have your best interests in mind. They want to get in on the ground floor and buy 2 million tokens at $40,000 market cap. And then it shoots up to 5 million. They sell it off, and then they just say "fuck you," and then they disappear. These people. They make $10 million in 5 minutes, and they say "see ya," and then they probably will come back 3 years later, run the same scheme with another celebrity under a different name, a different alias, and then do it again. I mean, this is the crime, and it's unfortunate, but crime is legal on chain. No one's going to jail. There may be some lawsuits, But I don't think anyone's going to jail, at least with Trump in power right now, because Trump did it himself.
Yeah, I feel like Malay, he might have some serious political consequences though, because of the
Yeah,
way he's
in your
structured his.
reputation, you even see it right now with Dave. People the crypto community right now wants to form a revolution against Dave.
Well, they hate everybody, don't they? No disrespect to the
He,
crypto community, but kind of like you guys do hate everyone.
they liked Dave though at first. They really turned against him yesterday.
Oh, when he launched his own coin?
And then he sold it after saying, I'm not going to sell it. But these are people that don't know Dave. But yeah, no, the crypto community right now, and one of the crypto community works in Twitter and then Telegram groups. These Telegram groups will make your life hell for it. Like I've heard, like I'm sure there's Telegram groups out there right now that are trying to think of ways of hacking Dave's crypto wallet and trying to tank his valuations, his everything. These people, it's really weird though, because they almost want to get in on the crime before everyone else so they can make their money. But if then they don't, then they kind of point and they go,
Right.
like you're a criminal, you're a criminal. But then the response is, you were trying to make money off of my crime, but couldn't.
Yeah. So, okay, this is going to probably expose me as being a noob to the crypto scene. But why is it legal to make your own currency? That to me seems like one of those things that should have been written down as a law at some point, right?
Yeah, but why is it legal? It's because you like on Pump Fund, all you have to do is connect a wallet, and you can create an anonymous wallet right now. And it's kind of like, how do you regulate the internet? That's the question, right?
Right.
I guess there could be, I'm sure Pump Fund is illegal in certain countries. I would just assume so. I don't know, but now why is it legal? I think that's kind of it may be illegal to even do it, but David Sachs has said that this isn't currency. These are collectibles, hobbies, kind of similar to sports cards, which is, I get what he's saying, but also I think that was kind of to cover Trump's ass. And David Sachs is the crypto czar.
Right.
I believe that's what Trump's called him. I think that's what they call him, the crypto czar.
What is a collectible? How can you define that as a collectible? Is like a series of numbers and letters that you can look at on your phone screen occasionally?
I guess they just say it's a digital collectible. It's kind of similar back to the NFTs, where it's like, why do they have value? Well, other people say they have value, that's why. But there's no real utility to them. You could, I guess, get loans off of them, but still then it's it's all quite confusing. I think when people think about this and they'll say it doesn't make sense, I kind of agree. To me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But people have agreed upon it.
It feels like it's just like a tree house. It's like a clubhouse. And if you're in it, you got secret handshakes and secret codes, and you guys just go off and do your things. But everybody outside of it looks like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And they're having a blast. That's what it looks like from the outside, though.
And then also that's a really good analogy, because there's a tree house, and then think of it kind of like there's a tree house, but then below it there's the people, and then there's people that are kind of trying to listen all the time to what the treehouse is talking about. And then if you hear what the treehouse is talking about, you can get in early enough, because for the cryptocurrencies to get value, Melee has to tweet it, right? He has to tweet it. So people who saw the tweet I saw the tweet within 30 seconds, so I bought it immediately. And then I cashed out 5 minutes later. But so people within the crypto community, it's kind of known. It's like you're not supposed to sleep. You're just supposed to be on your computer the entire time. You're trying to find the next hidden gem. You're trying to find the next Millet coin. And if you're fast enough, you can do it. But it's also, if you're 30 seconds late, you're late. If you're a minute late, 2 minutes late, you may lose now. And if you went to the bathroom, it's quite something. I'm in some Telegram groups. These guys are talking all day. They're sending coins all day. And then they're essentially like, if you don't get in soon enough, don't even buy it. You're going to lose.
It's like, if I'm understanding this correctly, if we going to keep with the treehouse analogy, the people that are listening into the treehouse, the people in the treehouse are robbing people, and the people that are listening to the treehouse are waiting for their chance to rob people. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, to an aspect, yes.
This is hilarious.
But they're also robbing the people. They're also robbing the people that they're talking to about
that's what I'm
how
saying.
to rob the people in the treehouse.
They're like, "Yo, are y'all trying to rob everybody?" Like, yeah,
and
we'll
then
rob everybody. Right?
There's
get a chance.
There's a slow triculation where it's kind of like people who aren't close enough to the treehouse, then they'll hear about it and they think they're on the inside. So the insiders are taking from the people that think they're on the inside. And then there's just a bunch of layers. And you're right. A lot of people are just taking money from other people because as PFT said, it's a zero-sum game. It's PvP. And
the robbers robbing the robbers. This shit is hilarious. Though.
And it just keeps going and going and going. And there's this idea that if all you need is one. Like all you need is one trade, man. And if you get that one trade, because it can multiply in a way that is crazy. If you got in on the Millet coin at like sub 100K, which would have been close to impossible. But if you did, and it goes to 4 billion market cap, there's some people that if you put enough in, you could retire off of that.
Yeah.
Which is insane to say, but people hear that and they think, oh, I can do it. I can make it. This is me. I can do it. And most can't. I don't know if there's ever been a study done, but how many people end up losing in the Solana casino? I would assume it's very similar to a casino in general, like 99% losers, 99.5.
So they're all rug pulls. That's to me what it sounds like. Like every single coin is a rug pull. It's just a matter of when you decide to cash out if you get in early.
Yeah. Then there's that community takeovers aspect where then there's nobody could really rug pull, but you always kind of rug pull. Even if you have a small amount, like anytime the price goes down, it's a rug pull because the price goes down based off of like buys and sells, obviously. But if there is a community takeover and the developer and the team behind it has sold off all of their coins, and then there's a takeover and the community, the CTO, if all of the community decides at the same time, it's really even hard to rug pull. Because
also, let's just reset the table here. None of this stuff actually exists.
Correct. It only exists on the internet.
Right. None of these things that we've talked about are real things that you can do anything with besides change them into different forms of currency. And the Forex markets, I think a lot of people know people that have gotten into Forex trading like in college or right after, and they're like, oh, all I have to do is time like the value of currency increasing or decreasing. That made a lot of people lose a lot of money too. But this is somehow like 1,000 times worse and more dangerous than the Forex trading. And none of this stuff actually exists. It's just like, here's a funny name. Buy into this is a scam coin. It's definitely a scam. Fuck you, pay me coin. And then people are like, yep, I'm in. I got it on the ground floor of this is not a scam coin. Or this is a scam coin. Fuck you, pay me coin. I'm going to be rich as fuck. And then they're like, oh, fuck, I got rug pulled.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. I've seen videos of dudes crashing out, surprised that they got rug pulled. I can't believe you did this to me. Oh my God! Like, what the fuck did you expect? Name a coin that hasn't done this. All of them do
I
this shit. I'm sure
it's
there's some community like, but it's just hilarious.
no, Aaron, you are right. I saw some people yelling like that at the president of Argentina. I think a lot of those guys know if they crash out, it gets a lot of clicks. So then people like you can sell how to there's there's a whole ecosystem here, right? If you crash out and you say, "Oh, I lost $150,000 on Melee coin," that means you had $150,000 lose. They probably didn't lose that much money, but let's just say that's what like that's their scam. And then people follow them on Twitter, and then they'll say, "Hey, it costs $50 a month to join my Telegram group." And then in the Telegram group, they'll send their buys for for coins, and then they're saying like, "Hey, like I get inside information, you can copy my trades." It's kind of like, "Hey, I'm the Jim Cramer," but it's a lot different. And then eventually, some of those guys that sell Telegram groups and how to get rich in Solana coins end up scamming their own communities because they build up trust over 6 months, and then they are in on a coin, and then they have their community send it, and then they rug pull it, and then they cease to exist. They say bye bye. So there's this whole ecosystem. It's not just people throwing darts. There's people following on Twitter. There's people that's like the amount of people that have sent me stuff that are saying that say, "Hey, buy this coin. This coin's going to go up." The service dog Hurricane, who died last night, RIP. His coin, he doesn't have a coin, but the dog Hurricane dog coin went up to around 400,000 last night market cap. Then it went dead. But then the White House tweeted out RIP Hurricane, and it shot up to 5 million. And now there's another. And then the thing is, there's the Hurricane coin, Justice for Hurricane, that was doing really well. Oh, no. RIP Hurricane was doing really well. And it got shot down because then a lot of people in another Telegram community created a Justice for Hurricane coin. And, or no, sorry, an RIP, yeah, a Justice for Hurricane coin. And that devalued the other Hurricane coin. It's all just one big. I know I seem like that guy from Always Sunny that's at the board saying all of these things. I sound insane, but this is how this world works. It makes no sense. And people scam and they try to go viral, and then they're on Twitch. It's endless. It truly is that endless.
It actually does make sense. It's the picture's very clear to me. This is exactly what our society deserves.
That's fair. That's 100.
It's the end result of a bunch of entertainment ghouls attempting to go viral, to sell that social currency, to capitalize off of it. This shit is like horse semen. Like if for somehow I find a lick, I get lucky enough to hit a lick, all of a sudden I have that social. I got that's the dude. He knows what's going on. So now I got a Telegram group telling people, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking hilarious. This is, if you invest and lose your money in this, you deserve every bit of pain and anguish that comes. I'm sorry. I enjoy everybody getting rug pulled. I don't care. This is hilarious.
It is if somebody was, if you go back to when the internet was created, I'm sure there was a lot of doomsdayers about the internet talking about how this is going to be bad. This is not going to be good for society. This is a great example of the downside of the internet.
They were right, by the way.
Yeah.
They were right.
No, yeah. And like downside of social media. And it's in our human DNA, or not, maybe not human DNA, but since society, there's always been get rich quick schemes, right? I'm sure there were some in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And PFT brought up the Forex. I'm sure everyone's seen the videos of Forex. Everyone has a friend that after college they got in the Forex. And what they draw the lines on the chart. It's very similar. It's kind of it instead of the only difference is forex. It is foreign exchange. Like there are foreign currencies, and they're not going to go up and down that much. You can't even have communities like that in the crypto. I guess they do exist in Telegram, but you can't meet at your local community college and draw lines because they come and go so quickly.
Yeah,
But it's a get rich scheme. It's the new get rich scheme.
it is. Again, this I kind of agree with Arian, where it's like, yeah, if you invest in this, I'm not actually like I'm concerned too because I know how the internet works. I've been online for quite a bit of time. We work at one of the most online companies in the world. If the whole premise of these coins gaining value and popping is based on like viral moments, what's to stop people from creating a coin about something really fucked up that they're about to do and then doing that thing knowing that in turn it'll be tied to that coin and then a bunch of shitheads online will then invest in that coin and make a quick buck off it.
I'm gonna keep it a beam, bro. I'm not even sure you want to put that shit out there because that's a great idea.
You know that
some stupid ass might do.
People have definitely thought about this shit.
I don't know that they have. I know that if you're a bad guy, like
right,
you'd be dangerous, fam.
No, I mean, and
that's a hell of an idea.
I alluded to a little bit earlier with the Hayden Davis guy when he was talking to it about controlling Melee through his sister. He said, "I own that N-word." Obviously, he's a white guy. There's no morals in this community, and it's not just rug pulling; it's everywhere. You know, you've seen like back the meta of racism, homophobia, and whatnot was huge in the crypto coin community a few months ago, but it's still like the meta with the coins. Like there was a lot of really, really bad coins. I mean, there was George Floyd coins. There was I think there's a George Droid coin of sorts that has huge money in it. So the human aspect of it is kind of thrown out the table. And you're right, PFT, that could happen. And it's already been seen within this community that there is no morals or people feeling bad about investing in a coin that says like, you know, all F words must die. Like people,
right.
All it takes for a coin to go up is more people to invest, and they will invest. They don't care. It's not like, oh, I'm opposed to that. I assume Bonnie Blue will launch a coin at some point.
Oh, for sure.
She will.
Minus 1,000 on that. She's definitely going to invest a coin. But anything that would make national news, like I would almost guarantee you that somebody has like thought about this before and been like, yeah, listen, or like a very mild version of this would be somebody at the Super Bowl, right? And they plan on streaking during a play and taking all their clothes off and running onto the field. They create like Super Bowl streaker dick coin. And then this dude runs up and he's waving his dick around on national television. There's 300 million people that see it worldwide. That coin then pops. Obviously, there's some much worse things that people can do in society than that. But that would be like a mild way of doing it. And I guarantee you that the people that are involved in these types of shit coins, they don't have like they would not bat an eye at that.
People would buy it, right? If somebody ran on a field, not even the field, you're right. Like if somebody, I mean, you're right. I mean, this is sad and scary to say. I don't know what would happen, but let's say somebody committed like a shooting of sorts, and they wore a Solana token on it. I mean, I think the community would invest in it. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's
like publicity at any cost. Yeah.
At any cost. Like I believe people would see it as a money-making opportunity, and I think they would do it. There's no evidence, so obviously I'm guessing, but it's unfortunate, but I think that's the best way to describe it. Money-making at any cost. Yeah. Any cost, and they'll do it in any way. And if you can get in on the ground floor of that coin, that gets that much national news, there's a lot of people that would do that. And I don't think they would care. Like, they would take their money and go home.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say also that the like vast majority of people that fuck around in Solana and play in like the crypto space, they're not the kind of people that would do something like that, or even
Oh no,
they would never put
yeah,
that
no,
into
no,
play.
no. But I do think,
But if the publicity was out there, the facts of the market would indicate that the coin price would go up.
and not to say that it's like the crypto community would do that, but we see now, the Zizian cult, they got connected online. People are with really awful intentions in this world are connecting in like they used to connect in chat rooms. Now it's Discords and Telegrams, and they may see it as an opportunity to anybody can create a coin. It's really easy. It's almost as easy as it gets. It's just as long as you know how to create a wallet. I could create a wallet for all 5 of you in the next 2 minutes.
It always
And I
cracks.
send it to you.
It always
And-
cracks. Yeah, Arian wants to get involved now.
I'm mildly interested now in like.
I'm about to rob the shit out of all these motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. Let's do it.
Jack, do you have any coins that you think are on the come up right now?
No, I actually right now.
Something where I could like 10,000x my money in like a day would be ideal.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to my Telegram group, see what they've been discussing during this interview.
I'm going to.
All right. So
I'm going to
right
Chicago
now, the
next
most
week.
recent
I'm gonna
coin,
pull up.
the most recent coin that I'm looking at is called Pain.
Okay.
And somehow it has a $2 billion market cap. I would assume this is botted in a way, but it's called Pain Soul. If we were in on that, we could have made a lot of money. Then there's Infinite Money Glitch. If you're involved,
I'm intrigued.
Infinite Money Glitch right now is at a market cap of 3.7 million. I was considering investing in this before I got on the show. It was around 1 million, but I decided not to. The issue with these coins are they come and go so fast. If you do want to do this, you can't focus on anything else. You're just looking at the coins. Like you're just on the chart.
You look plugged in right now, Doug. I ain't gonna lie. Look, you haven't slept in 7 days.
Jack Mack is half code.
But Infinite Money Glitch. But no, I mean, I would not suggest. I have nothing. My holding. Oh, actually, I own this coin just cause it's called. But it's if anybody's interested in that. But outside of that, no. Obviously I would say if you look at my crypto portfolio, 99% of it is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Solana. Then 1% I put aside for some meme coin fun. But
that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to Chicago. I'm gonna go to Chicago, and I'm gonna get the cameras to follow me. I'm gonna walk up to PFT and slap the shit out of him, and he's gonna fight back, and we're gonna have a PFT slap coin.
Okay, PFT
I was thinking earlier wolf killer coin for you.
I would have to kill a wolf though.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, you have to do something to make it pop.
Well, you've said you could.
I mean, also,
I believe so. We'll never know.
We're at a point now where a lot of people are saying the trenches are dead. By that, they mean the Solana meme coin. Things are really bad. You could see it in the price of Solana. It went down big. Before coins like the Hurricane Dog coin would have went up to 100 million market cap. Now they're barely going. People were shocked that Dave's Greed coin could only get up to 35 million. They're saying the trenches are dead. But
also this news moves at the speed of light in this community. Like you were saying, like a couple months ago, racism was the meta, but the community has moved on from that. That's a dark time in our past, acting like it's the civil rights movement of the 1960s. Like things move on so quickly that like who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Like all the coins that you mentioned earlier, like yeah, if you try to go what's based on Jack's Telegram channel right now that he's seeing, and you invest it tomorrow morning when Macrodosing comes out, like those you're already way behind. You're going to lose all your money.
yeah, the Millet coin in an hour went from like $0 to $5, $6, $7 billion. I think even more.
Yeah.
And then went all the way back down to 200 million after he deleted the tweet. Like now I think it's around there. And then Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I will say R.I.P. Hurricane though.
Oh no,
Hurricane was a very good boy.
R.I.P. Hurricane. 16 years. I think he served with a lot of in a lot of different presidencies. Shout out Rico Bosco. Um, the nice news is nobody within Barstool has really launched a coin. Obviously outside of Dave, but I meant like more so employees. I wonder who would be the most likely one too.
The
Like
most likely.
outside of the people that are in the crypto, like let's just say somebody who could get tricked into it. The Mincy coin.
Yes.
The Mincy coin would be amazing.
Yes. The U.S. mints. Yeah.
And it's like based around the like I'm bringing the Mincy coin to the people. Like it's right before the College World Series. I think it has legs. I'm not gonna sell it on him but I think the Mincy coin. Don't do that. If anybody's listening, do not do that.
I would buy 10,000 Blutman coins right now.
Yeah, Blutmans. Yeah.
I low-key would believe in a Blutman coin, though. I think he wouldn't. But the only thing is, he could be tricked by like the Hayden Davises of the world, who trick you into believing in the coin and thinking that it's going to like build a real community. But yeah, no, a Blutman coin of a like I know ball coin, I think could do well.
Mincy would he's the number one choice to get tricked into launching his own crypto. I would say probably, honestly, Frank the Tank coin could revolutionize the world.
He would make a ton of money.
He would make a lot. Well, I think we all could. Honestly.
No, I think it's unfortunate, but I think you could make a lot of money doing this, and you can make your friends a lot of money, but it's such dirty money.
Yeah, no, for the record, I will never launch my own coin. I will never invest in a coin. I will never talk online and tell people about a coin that I've invested in. It's because it seems to me like if you have a big audience and you put your own coin out there, I'd say the vast majority of the times, like 95% of the times, you're just going to be making money off the people that follow you on social media. And to me, that seems like a very, very dirty move.
Yeah, no, exploiting.
Aww, nice guy.
There's probably 5% of the cases where that's not what the people are doing, but it'd just be like, hey, thanks for following me. Give me your money.
Well, Millet was saying, hey, not that many people lost money on this coin. And among those people, how many of them were Argentinian? Probably 1%, but that's not true. Like who follows Millet? But Millet had some aura going. He was the guy that he had the chainsaw. You can disagree with his policies, but he had some aura going. But now it's ruined. It's one of the it's a huge political misstep. Yeah. He kind of got through the hard times in his early presidency, but it was such a bad misstep by him. He shouldn't have done it. And I guarantee the money he made, it's not worth it. For sure. It's not worth it.
Jack Mack, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thank you for educating.
Thank you, Jack. I might send you a couple $100 and see how quickly you can turn it into 10 grand for me.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I would love to do that. Thank you for having me. Always an honor. And thanks for having me. We'll turn it into 10,000 and then we'll launch the Mince coin, the Mincy. Bring it to the people.
Will do.
All right, that was Jack Mack. Thank you to him for joining. Best of luck with raising Bonnie Blue's child as your own.
I'm sending him some money. I'm going to have him be my shitcoin investor.
I will not be touching shitcoins. I recommend to everybody out there hopefully you learned enough to not fuck with them.
I'm making a PFT slap coin.
Nope. Don't even joke about that. Don't even joke about that.
Should we do a Brandon Walker push coin? Shove coin.
Yes, shove coin.
A big T high noon coin. Oh, that shit would have went.
But I don't want to be involved in this because I see people saying, "Oh, this is a crime, this, that, and the other." I don't want any involvement. But if someone else wants to make a big T noon coin, I feel like that could go kind of nuclear. I would love to get in on the ground floor.
Big T, if you start promoting Big T shit coins,
Again,
you got to break me off.
I'm not
25%.
promoting. I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah,
I think I do. Anybody who's willing to invest in my shit and get your ass scammed, holla at me.
I don't care about the scamming portion. I just care about going to jail.
Has anybody gone to jail for it?
No, and Jack says they won't, but I just see people on
inclined to
Twitter
believe
be
that's
like,
the
this guy just admitted to a crime.
I don't know.
And I don't know what is and what isn't.
I don't know if crimes exist. Crimes might not exist anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Long live the king.
Well, at least like Bitcoin related or crypto related crimes.
Right. The only SEC around these parts now is the Southeastern Conference.
Go Vols.
Yeah.
Who you guys playing on Saturday?
A&M on the road, big game.
Right.
Top 10 matchup.
Didn't AM, they just got their ass kicked though, right?
They lost to Mississippi State last night. Yeah.
Bad loss.
It's tough to win on the road in this league. Best league of all time.
You think so?
Statistically, yeah.
But I just saw a stat that you guys were 500 since like January 4th. As
Yeah,
a league.
yeah. I think they'll probably finish the season 500 too. It's tough to win in this
So
league.
mid. You guys are mid.
Yeah.
Okay. That's been a very funny thing. I hope people keep falling for it.
The fact that Carl Ravitch said that is unbelievable.
Yeah. All right. We will see you guys on Tuesday. Maybe Arian Foster in person.
Some spread.
Love you guys.